Yo, 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 yo. Wagwan people, it's another night of World Cup Nightly with the boy Jason Gooner. We're in the big setup with the big screen. Yes, we're in our World Cup spot, people. Today, another day of movements. Exodus, we call it. So we're up on the road. I try watch game. I try move around and we get everything done we need to get done. Match them finish for Julie for the weekend. End up lose the last game, but still proud of how she performed today and every day. So yeah, she improved just the same. And the World Cup, it looked like it improved too because most of the games, yeah, them go on today. Curacao was not ready for this type of challenge at this World Cup. We just have to say it. Them reach, but boy, 7-1, rough. Germany put them to the sword. Then we had Japan and my side, the Netherlands, and that was definitely a slow burn. First off, Netherlands with a lot of control of the football game. Had their chances as well, but couldn't get on the score sheet. But that game just came to life once a goal scored in that game. 4 goals, from the 57th minute onwards, and probably deservedly the points were shared in that game. Then we'll move on to the next game of the day. Ecuador and Ivory Coast, or Cote d'Ivoire. And Ecuador fans full up the place. Yellow jerseys everywhere. And they came out the more energetic team, had a lot more chances in the first half, but there was always that threat. Jan Diomande. People, a lot of times in world football, you hear people talking about players and you have to say to yourself, all right, you have to watch this player. So heard the rumblings earlier this season, start taking some highlights, seek them out, see what are going on, because I know Arsenal need wingers. Of course, this man linked to Liverpool, probably buy him already. And it's looking like, yeah, he's going to be a good buy. He's a dangerous player. Very, very, very dangerous player. Um, that game was fun. A very fun game. Both teams willing to get numbers forward, inventive in attack, not trying the same things over and over, just off the cuff, just playing freely. Um, the execution, the finishing, not the greatest, but definitely an enjoyable game. Two teams going all out, and in the end, just one too many counter breaks by Ivory Coast in that second half when it was clear that Ecuador was the team that was tiring more. Um, they didn't really make subs on their backline much, and I think that was a mistake. Ivory Coast just looked the fresher of the two teams at the end of the game, and it was no mistake that a substitute was the one to put it home for Ivory Coast. Amad Diallo from Manu. So I saw a thing, was it today or yesterday, where it was showing like goals by league in the competition so far, and the championship had 4 and had the most. But like it seemed every time I look up today, it was a Premier League player scoring a goal. Van Dijk scored, then Somerville scored, then wait name Amad Diallo scored, Havertz scored 2. So yeah, there's a lot of Premier League goal scorers today. I think they might have taken the lead in that. But we have a game about to start right now, Sweden and Tunisia. So we have Nordfell in goal for Sweden. They're playing a 3-4-1-2. Lindelof, the captain, Hein, Lagerben, Gudmundsson, Karlstrom, Ayari from Brighton, Bernhardt, Nygren, Jokeres, and Isak. And then for Tunisia, you have Shamak in goal, Omar Rekik from Arsenal product, Talbi, Jan Valery, might know him from Southampton days. Think he's moved on now. Benhamim Shkiri. Yes, that is the same Kedira, just his brother. Slimani, Hannibal Mejri, Abdi, and Saad up front. So that will be Tunisia and Sweden. That's the live game we have going on right now. So we'll be bouncing between the game and, of course, just holding a reasoning about the games today. And before this show is over tonight, we will also take a look at the games tomorrow as well. So let's just have a reasoning tonight while the game them are gone. Every night we're gonna be doing these nightly shows. And yeah, wanna just do the right thing, smash the like button, share, subscribe. We're gonna there for a little bit. Alright, so 2 minutes into the game, Sweden just possessing in their own half. Tunisia just dropping into basically a 5-3-2 out of possession. Good run here, but the pass is not going to find anyone. That was Lindelof making a foray forward. Sabrila Mushi. Remember him from his playing days as well. Solid player. To be a throw to Tunisia. So Tunisia, I think one of those teams that people probably would not think about from the African continent that could do some damage in the World Cup, but ooh, that's a tough tackle there. It's the back foot, you know. That's an early talking to for Valerie. Goodmanson is up. I recognize him from Leeds United. Sweden, down the line, Isak. Let's see how fit Isak is right now. Didn't look too fit going for that. Gyökeres lays it off. Hayari back to Gyökeres. Gyökeres down the wing. This is actually the best place for him to have the ball. Cut inside and shoot. Yep. Ooh, he got his shot away as well. But it was well over the bar. But literally, for some reason, that is the one place on the field that Gyökeres might do something. When you have the ball running down the left wing and coming inside the box with it. There are a lot of people there to kind of block off the strike, but in the end, it looked like if he connected it properly, it could have worked out. And here come Tunisia now for the first time. That's a good block there. And well played down this right-hand side. Nygren comes forward. Good footwork. Brilliant close control. Good patience as well. Didn't force it. Two balls on the pitch somehow. Don't know how that would happen. Yo, sorry people. A long weekend for me, bro. Curacao, should I get 10? Big up yourself, CK. But there, I don't know. Anybody want to share them thoughts? Me. But that 3 lions, so you put up 3 flags. Just cool, man. Your days forward in Croatia, make sure you're ready. Uh-oh. Yucker is off the line. Follow up by Ayari. What a strike! Woo! And Ayari will not celebrate against his country. His family is obviously Tunisian descent. Well, he is of Tunisian descent, I should say. So he clearly would not celebrate quite to the level. But one thing about Ayari, his striking from outside the box is really good. Seen him do that plenty times for Brighton. And it was good pressure first by Isak, forcing the mistake from the goalkeeper. Gyökeres did well to keep it away from the goalkeeper as well. Looks like Isak is onside. That's one thing about the way the grass is in these stadiums. The over-the-top ball is on because it does not really go very far after the bounce. What a strike. Timed perfectly. And nobody's stopping that. Perfect technique. Graham Potter celebrates. Bless up, Grizzle. What go on? CC in the building. Look out for the preview tonight. All right. Big up, CC. Bless up. And the chat. Big up, JB. We're there. Yeah, man. All the games today. Even the 7-1. I mean, because look, when a team sitting back for the most part and trying to defend, if the team can breach and score 7, I mean, 7 goals not easy for scoring. Last time Germany did that, them did that to Brazil. Wow. So it's 1-0 Sweden early. Not the start Tunisia would have wanted. It's Lindelof with the ball over the top. I'm telling you, that ball is on. Hannibal runs into the player and looks like he will be down and out. Oof, what was that? That was accident, but that hurts. People, if you're in the building, make sure you're tapping up the like button. Zine, we need the likes them up. Yo, who else noticed the referees' names on the back of the shirt them? And the ref them get name on jersey now. I wonder when Nation going to get a game for ref. Okay, man, get a 4th official where they are. Ooh. I are feeling it. So I'm here for this so far back at time. 30 seconds. Sweden a ball them early. I wonder how much better Japan would have been with their injured stars in. Some really good football playing that match. I had a Japan upset, but I can deal with the draw. I have Japan making a deep run. Yeah, look, I think honestly, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, only because even if you see the changes Japan made, when they took off players and you'd think, yo, why are they taking off this player? I've been playing well or whatever the case is. Then bring on the next man, the man play the same, do the same things. It's like their players are really in sync with each other. So it's a plug and play system them have. Just put on a man, I'm gonna make the same kind of runs, him technical ability going to be the same. You know, I'm going to be shifty, I'm going to understand when to play that reverse pass there. Like all them players just good and them play intelligent on the field. So I mean, yeah, sometimes it's good to have the players where maybe the other teams might know and fear more or whatever the case is. But in terms of how the football would have play, I don't think having the stars or not having them make much of a difference. Okay. Oh, you should have scored that goal, bro. And it was offside anyway. Good save though, keeper. I think the man take too long. The man should have slipped in the other side. But this man on the near side fool still, because he's looking across. Him should have known. The man should have pick a decision earlier than that. Tunisia can't keep the ball at all. But one thing's for sure. If them can play a proper line breaking pass and turn and get running forward, Sweden can't cope with the runners, you know. That one little break show you that. If them time the pass better and the same type of break are problems. I could see this game having goals in it, you know, because Sweden play a real expansive type of setup. Wing back them gone forward, leaving the back line. Just three back there. And I feel like the Tunisia runner them going to reach back towards Sweden goal faster than the Sweden man them will have track back. So I could see problems in the future on the counter. That ball did in Tunisia once. Well played Ayari. Feeling himself now after that goal. Wicked strike. Lindelof gone forward again. Isak looking a little bit more lively. A few weeks out of Premier League season. Let's see how long it lasts though. Got that one little run, they might have mash him up. Slingstone, big up. I like Japan attacking style of football. Well disciplined team, sharp man, them fit like fiddle. Yeah, Slingstone, to me, that was a difference in the ball game. Well, two big difference. One, Koeman made some subs that I never really particularly agree with. And then two, Japan did make some subs, but I feel like overall they were just a fresher team at the end of the match. So that must come down to fitness, you know? What a goal. Wasteful pass there. And a goal kick too. Sweden. Tunisia fans looking a little bit nervous. I know Theme family at home probably torn because it look like him never want to celebrate. So I figure say him have family that side too. Here come Tunisia. Too long on the ball. Make a decision. Yeah. As long as him 100, you know. Okay. Out of your life. Yo, man. That man have fall down for about that ball. Well done. Good turn. IR playing good right now, brother. Yo, man, them get the 5 second clock. Better hurry up and throw in the ball. A basketball. On the topic, I don't think Ancelotti is the right coach for Brazil. The starting 11 out of sync. Well, I was surprised by a couple of things. The first thing, I always felt like even though he actually was one of the better players, I didn't think Paqueta would start, right? I thought he would, because I had a feeling like he was gonna start Igor Thiago, that he liked what he brought as like the main striker. But what I thought he would do was just play Rafinha off one wing, play Vinny on the other wing, and play Cunha off of Thiago as the kind of floating player. Didn't go for that option. He was playing Paqueta kind of wide, which I thought was giving them no width on that side because Paqueta kept drifting inside. And had Rafinha in the freer role, which eventually he changed, you know, and put Rafinha out wide. But it didn't work out. Thiago, it didn't work out. Him wasn't sharp. I think Vinny put one on a plate for him to head in, and him never quite just couldn't contact it properly. Never got contact on it really. And yeah, he didn't have it. I thought Hendrick could have came on, so I was surprised by that Hendrick didn't come on at all, especially what his form has been like lately. And I don't know, he could potentially have brought a spark that was missing. Ref literally hold up his hand and showing the countdown, and man said, "Yeah." I'm like, for real, the man never make you have to guess. Man count, put up him finger them 4, 3, 2. And then them call it. Up full, up full, up full. What go on, Dragons? We there. Let me, But yeah, Ancelotti, I'm not gonna write him off still. Ancelotti's a veteran in the thing, and let's see. The World Cup have a way of, I remember the last World Cup, it was pretty much over for Argentina after them lose to Saudi Arabia. Then them end up winning the World Cup. So sometimes we are a little too reactionary. But I think there's enough cause for concern because they weren't convincing. So here's the hydration break slash commercial break. What a clean strike. Ayari with a clean strike. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Brazil baller them figure play in Spain or Portugal to get by their style and flair. EPL make them lose that it factor, in my opinion. I feel like, is that really an EPL thing or that's just Brazilian players overall thing? Cause Rafinha not play EPL. Man, man played the whole of the EPL ball of them except for Martinelli. I think that's football too. And the EPL alone where I get system heavy. Yo, 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 what go on? There, I'm there. What is your take on the level flow of the World Cup so far, in your opinion? Um, there have been. I think to JB's point about system, the World Cup so far has kind of really been like a system World Cup in the sense that you kind of see the different ways you can play to be effective in football. I think all of them have been represented so far. Um, so like for somebody like me that's like into the analytics and the tactics and stuff, I've liked it because I've gotten to see a lot of different ways where you can approach the game. Um, and I think there's been a good mix of like teams that you can kind of tell they're like, okay, we can play on the counter and wanted to set up solid defensively, and teams that are just saying, okay, we are gonna play our football, get numbers forward, combinations. So like I said, just a lot of different styles, which I love personally. And then the level of the football, I'll be honest, I was thinking it might even be worse than it is, just based on the like 16 more teams. But I think this World Cup showing me that football is improving. I think the only team so far where you could say, boy, they were just overmatched all the way, and like it really could have been even worse, was the Curacao Germany match. Everybody else look like they have a place in a World Cup, so far. South Africa might have been the closest thing, but even South Africa, they were able to well, they didn't really do much, to be fair. I'm not gonna say them did much. So it's like pretty much Curacao, South Africa. And then when you look on it now, um, wait, South Africa did get a goal though. I was gonna say South Africa never scored, but they did. Man. Man, both run up in on the board. Hendrick are the most underrated baller upon Brazil side. Ancelotti always a starve him from Real Madrid till now. Yeah, that's crazy. Like the man who never really gave him much chance at Real Madrid end up being the national team coach. And him pick him for the World Cup and never give him no game in the first game. I thought Luis Enrique never really do much when him come on. Mm-mm. Tunisia look like them go for some kind of chance here. Good possession for them. Here's Valerie. A bit too predictable there. We have passed that to brother. Better ball. This man have sense. Man, let's make the ball go out. Oh, that. Somebody black stage. CC Sports Lab. That's a you mute.
Yeah, well, yeah, big.
There. Taking
Yeah,
a
bro.
game. Sweden and Tunisia.
Me actually have that game. I go 5. But me have 4. 4. Me have Sweden for Japan.
Eh.
Yeah, bro.
Tunisia a little more organized than that, man. Forget so much.
Me just think like me watch them in the last couple of warm-up games and then they never look like they're ready.
Yeah, them look like at the beginning of the game, like boy, it got rough on them, but you can see them a grow, them a try growing a game a little bit. But see, problem, you know. Hey, Isak look fresh, you know. Watch out. Blow, whoa, what a goal. As me said, the man look fresh. What a goal by Isak. A Newcastle Isak this. Wow.
Yes, so go now. I tell you, say it's gonna be a long night for Tunisia now.
Newcastle, yo, people in the comment section, that never looked like Newcastle Isak a while ago. The way the man get off the shot quickly. Yeah, first touch is a problem, JB. Shooting your attack.
Yo.
Yokeres will get an assist for that, but Isak do the whole of the work.
But you see, I tell people that I think if you look how Sweden play too, Victor Gyökeres is underrated.
Yeah, I think when you see him play for every team not named Arsenal, him look like him do way more things.
But I think with Arsenal too, people have to factor in him just coming to the team. Yeah, you play over one season and everything, but
Great.
Arsenal had a style of play in which Arteta was working with. And him now go really open him style of play just to integrate one player. So I thought that was what Arteta did. He kind of tweaked some things to fit in Gyökeres, but not necessarily changed anything. But I think next season, like how now win the league now, you might see more of Arsenal tweaking to fit in a Victor Gyökeres in the team.
Yeah, because I think when you look on it, you know, we have, all right, there's enough players in the team to me, like Odegaard when him play like himself, Merino, the man, if you make a good enough run, have the ability to play a true pass. And you just don't see Gyökeres latching on to true pass. Like, it don't happen. And it does not make sense to me because we have player up on the team we can play true pass. So as you say, I just the way the system set up, and more than likely, since we get over the line, I think you're gonna see a version of Arsenal that more like when him first did forward. Well, not first, but like when them first get a little defense and him that play more expansive and with that score a bag of goal, you're gonna see that come back into the style a little bit more, I think. Goalie gave them that goal. No way that should be a goal. Dr. Dan, you know what happened? And I mentioned it when he took the shot, you know. It's the speed with which there was no backlift. So a lot of times a goalkeeper will, like, I forget, I think it was Henry did say it, him say, when the goalkeeper has the time to see you take those gather steps before you shoot, the save percentage go up like double or some kind of stuff.
You're not in a background.
No.
Okay. Because I kind of me stream on the laptop, so I just put it to the TV and use the other screen now for the podcast.
No, I'm not hear nothing bleed through though.
But even like as you said, to me, what I even realized with these games in the World Cup is that we keep on telling people that's why you have to develop your style of play. Some teams will be more open and expansive. And if it's a superior team to you, you cannot go out there and try to be open and expansive as well. Remember earlier today, the game with Curacao and Germany. Curacao got back a goal. But Curacao was trying to be expansive.
Well, that to me is like, well, that's being naive, you know, you're excited and everything. But that was the killer for them for real in the CC. Once them get that goal, they don't feel like them can win or whatever. The man them start go crazy. You see right back a go over a lap and you see this man you're gone. I say, all right, you see.
the discipline gone. And I'm like, the discipline that they played with to get back back in the game and get an equalizer. You have to understand that you're playing against Germany. So as much as you were playing particularly well, I got a goal. You have to kind of tweak your game so you don't get too overly excited, youthful exuberance, and you just throw away the game. Not saying that you would have won, you know. I don't know what the outcome would have been. Maybe more likely Germany would have still won. But sometimes you can do damage control.
Yeah, maybe you don't pick up 7-1. And basically, even if you get a shock result now with
somebody said something to me today, and it's the truth. They played like, you see, Brazil, that's the same thing that Brazil did. At the time, yeah, that David Luiz running out of the back line, Dante stranded in no man's land. But Sweden is all over this Tunisia team.
Yeah, I'm seeing the replay of the goal, and as Dr. Dan say, keeper should do better. But I just feel like that it wasn't just it was an error, but I feel like it was kind of the way how Isak, like, I have appreciation for how quick Isak get off the shot. Because him never really take no bag of step, him just shift it and just shoot in one motion.
Isn't this the same thing that the young man played for Ilanga?
Yeah, Ilanga is on this squad. And I'm waiting to see Ali come on. That is my baller.
Hey, Sweden have a curious case of getting to the World Cup, you know, Jason.
Man, them finished last in them group, brother. and because of Nations League, them going to play out, that kind of stuff.
All right, I see. So the same thing that people about Nations League not important. This not important. The Nations League is the reason why the man them can say, oh, them that World Cup because I get them in the playoff.
Bro, I swear, when you see when the European playoff was coming up, Bridget talked to me, you know, and we are talking about the game. The man must say, Sweden a play so and so. I mean, I said, brother, stop chat foolishness, no. And then I said, brother, may I tell you, Sweden a play. I mean, so me know them finish last in their zone, you know. So I said to myself in my brain, like, how? So then, as me done, I go up on my machine, and I type in Sweden, whatever. I'm gonna get for read up, like how them get that spot there. I mean, I said, John O'Star, that is crazy. best match for me was it's crazy you said that, Africans, because I'm big up to you, Shape of Football. When we met the poll for the best match so far in the World Cup, like I put USA Paraguay, and I did mean for change out the game there. Because I realized there's a couple of other games I could have put instead of that one there. And the Ivory Coast Ecuador game was the game I was gonna put. So it's just funny that somebody actually mentioned that game there.
I don't know. Ivory Coast, Ecuador, the first half, Ecuador got a few opportunities where they should have put away. But the game felt a bit flat for me in a period. There was a period it felt a bit flat for me. I think the Netherlands Japan game was a very good game. If I should say the best game played in the World Cup so far, I would say it's the Canada game.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I really think that Canada, as even though we say a draw, I think the way in which Canada was attacking, the game was basically two teams going at each other. And you could see where Canada had the upper hand in for the majority of the game. I think it was one of the better games, but the fact that we're struggling to even agree on the different games that are the best
Let you
games.
know that some good games play so far.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm really looking into it, and I don't think I've seen any team really be outside of the first half that Paraguay had against USA. No team has truly been poor, because part of the reason too is the drinks break. I think the drinks break has had a great influence on the outcomes of games, because it has actually tilted the momentum.
We have seen games literally change once the
Yes.
hydration break happen, like change
Yeah.
completely.
Change completely.
Let me big up. It's a rebrand, people. So every time I ever seen this person, the name you see is Afrikaans. The name of the channel is Africa. It's now the World Cup happens and people just turn brand new, get rich and switch.
New
Now it's
haircuts,
FIFA
new everything.
football,
Everything.
no different, everything rebrand for the World Cup. So Kwasi,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I should pronounce it, but that is Africans to me, and you guys probably big up yourself. Welcome.
No,
Well,
yeah. Go
I
on,
wasn't
CC.
sure
Say what you're
Africans
gonna say.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure Africans would have Africans, which country are you in now? Because I heard a Ghanaian couldn't get through to come to Canada, and so I'm pretty sure. So I thought
I'm
it was
fine
you.
with that. Oh no! I'm in Canada. Like, Canada's home. Listen. I can give you all my thoughts on that. Let's be very clear. He shouldn't have been on the team. That's my opinion, because there was too much of a cloud on him to begin with, and then there's multiple allegations coming. They should have left him off, but then that turned into a whole thing with itself. But to your point, this World Cup is basically shaped out to be a game of quarters, right? Because every hydration break is a stop in the action, and even if you like SofaScore does a good to look at it, you can see the second where the hydration break happens, because you can see one team has the momentum, and then hydration break happens, and then the next thing you know, the next team jumps in, and it's like that was the game. That's how the game has been flowing. And so one of my friends, we've had this conversation. I think the really tactical teams, the further we get into this, it's going to be adjusting to adjustments. And it's like, okay, we have 3 minutes. It's going to be like a basketball game. The first 22 will happen. Everything will stop. And then a coach who knows what he's doing saying, this is what they're doing. We're going to adjust here. This winger, you want to drift more inside. Give him the wing because we can put in the trap there. This guy's not crossing. He's trying to cut in. We can put that there versus waiting for halftime to do it. The really well-coached teams are going to take full advantage of this. And by the time we get to the round of 16, you're going to be playing games in quarters where a team could literally decide, hey, we're going to press them like crazy for the first 22, step off, set up a trap in the midfield for them, turn them over, play transition from there. And then once the set halftime comes, do the same type of thing and see how they adjust to it. It's taken away from the flow of the game.
Yeah,
and
you saw Ancelotti take full advantage. He made a tactical tweak at that hydration break, and it took until halftime for Morocco to be the same Morocco we saw when the game started.
Yes.
Right? So he saw something, was able to speak to a few specific players, and from that one tweak, they ended up, getting some momentum. They got the goal to equalize, and they actually ended off that first half better than Morocco. So, it's definitely something where you're seeing the difference in the well-coached teams. And I think also as the tournament progresses, as you say, Africans, coaches will start to game plan around that break. So they'll like set the game up within these breaks. Okay, going into this break, I want us to have this kind of line of engagement. But after the break, for the first 5, we're gonna push that up 10 yards. You understand?
Yes.
So yeah, I agree with you. They're gonna start to work around that whole hydration break thing. And some people say, like Dr. Dan saying it's needed. I had a subscriber yesterday say it's literally a marketing play. It has nothing to do with football.
Yeah, it's marketing. Why it says it's marketing.
They want the commercials in. They need to show David Beckham going to Home Depot and get
Look at it. Look at it like this. In the MLS, is there mandatory hydration breaks?
No, they've been typically Tunisia, I see you.
2-1 people.
Yes. This Tunisia side is going to be high variance. They're either going to be too young to know better, or they're getting 6. There's no in between for this side. This game is ending 3-3 or 6-2. There's no in between.
Former Arsenal Academy product Omar Rekik.
But like and this is my point. I have no problem with the hydration break. I don't think they should have stamped it, like you said, make it a marketing thing, because we've had hydration breaks at the Gold Cup. We've had hydration breaks.
Yeah,
are these longer than the normal ones? I'm getting that sense.
The problem is,
are they though?
I feel like they're because they're intentional. They feel longer versus because I remember 2021 Gold Cup when they played Canada played the US. They had a hydration break. The ref was just like, "Look, go. It's going to happen." And I think that's what they should have done. They should have said, "Hey, because of the weather, there may be hydration breaks. We're going to leave that to the discretion of the ref. He'll talk to the coaches." That's all you had to do. The second that they said, "Hey, let's put mandatory in," you know what that was for. Home Depot was just like, that's a brace for us. That's a solid brace for us, right? And that's where the problem became. So I think there's no issue with the concept, but once they made it such a mandatory feel, it's opening the door for everything else that's going to come. It's the same thing as the mistaken identity yellow card that they had in the Paraguay USA game. Is it the right call? Yes. Does it open the Pandora's box for now we're going to go back and correct things? How far back can you go? What's the line?
Exactly. How far?
and that's the problem. Once they've opened the box,
but you know what? The next thing too, I'd say the Mexico game. I thought the best ref game was the Mexico game in the World Cup. The referee that ref the Mexico game needs to get more. He needs to get more games, because when I look at even the Brazil game yesterday, I know you don't want to blame the ref, but you cannot. There's fine margins with certain things. Like Hakeem stepped in the ankle of Vinny Jr. with his studs up. Oh, for the life of me, Africans, that is not a yellow card at minimum. I don't know.
We don't know how, but that's part of like the game that we love. There's going to be human error. There's going to be things that get missed. And so like I've grown accustomed to that. That's the way it is. A ref will miss a call. That's the reality. It's the same way that when the last World Cup, when CONCACAF decided halfway through World Cup qualifiers, when they had the Ocho and they said, we're going to bring in VAR. I was saying, no, you've played half of it without it. Now you're going to bring it in. Like, are we going to go back and watch all the games and say, well, when El Salvador actually played Mexico, there was a yellow. We're going to award them that. No, if you're going to play it a certain way, play it that way throughout and just move, accept the human error and move with it. It's part of the game. Once you open the box for it, it felt in some games like after the mistaken identity, it felt like the ref didn't want to call a yellow anymore until he actually called one. And like, I don't need refs to be playing knowing that they have something to change their mind. make the call. Be confident in the call. That's why you have that to go check it. If you have to wait for everything to come in and tell you this is the right call, then you have no purpose. This isn't something like baseball, Jason, where no, you need actual automatic refs because some of these umpires are terrible. This is a game where human error and human eyes are always going to be part of it. And so give them the confidence to make a call for once. That's all I ask. Just give them the confidence to make a call for once.
For sure, you have to do that, because what can happen is we're just reliant on everything else. Like at the end of the day, we still have people actually out there doing things and making calls, so they have to still be willing to make those calls without going to something for every single decision. Absolutely, I agree. Jeremy Lee is in the building as well. Big up yourself, Jeremy Lee.
Good night, gentlemen. Good night. Good night.
Yeah, man. Big up. Yeah, for these nightlies, we're going to have people on the panel just discussing, as we're all up watching football, enjoying it. We all have our takes. You guys do the same in the comment section. If you're too shy to speak on camera or off camera, as we are right now, no problem. Just let your thoughts be known in the comment section, and I will let them be heard in the show. All right, big up, Jeremy Lee. What you have to say on the topics?
Real quick, I think you made a mistake in your description of the best game. You have South Korea and Chechnya. I think it was South Korea and hold on there. I think I'm messing up. Was it South Korea and
Well, I just chose to put Czechia, as they are called by some.
No, you know what? You're right.
I could have put Czech Republic, but
okay,
I just chose to put Czechia.
Okay, cool. All right, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, that was I thought that you'd have put the game from last night. I think that was the best game I've seen so far. The Australia game.
Yeah, I mean the Australia game was it wasn't a bad game, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, you get 4 choices, and I think there's about 9 games? No, about 12 games played now, or it's like the 12th game.
Yeah, so, 4. Yeah.
I mean, some games were bound to be left out. One that I thought I should have put though was I thought the Ivory Coast Ecuador game, even though it was just 1-0, I thought it was a good game.
Yes.
I should have.
I want to ask you guys something. If you guys catch up on this, I was watching Ivory Coast and Ecuador play. Right, the Africans were very aggressive, but man, it seemed like they were just stronger than the Ecuadorian. Like they're running into them and they're just falling. Like I'm like, whoa! Did you notice that?
To me, that's the Ivory Coast. They're always of the West African countries, at least for me, they're the most. They will play the most physically. They can still play beautiful football if they want to.
Yeah.
But they like when they came and played Canada last year before the Gold Cup, there were moments where Frank Kessié was just walking up he took Kyle Aaron and just kind of threw him off to the side at one point, just because he laughed running back onto the pitch when he did. Like that, the Ivorians are that. They're going to be that physical with you, but then also, put the ball out wide and Yan Diomande will do something. Like Amad Diallo will come in and break a few things. Like you'll have a defender who will head the ball out and then he'll go on a marauding run and create the game-winning goal. That's the Ivorians. And they are a team that they can play ugly football, but when they need to, and that's why, again, for me, the game today was the best game, because yes, it was bars and misses, posts and misses, but when Ecuador had the ball, they created chances. But then the second the Ivorians got the ball, it was a transition moment, and then it's Ecuador last-ditch tackling that saves a goal opportunity. And so, I mean, I have Côte d'Ivoire winning that group, right, with Germany and Ecuador in it, just because I think they can play a brand of, they can be physical with Germany, but again, they get their foot on the ball, they can create those moments. And now that they have this win, Curacao as their final game, they can kind of play with house money against Germany. A draw won't kill you, a loss won't doom you. And then when Curacao comes, they should beat that side, and then that's at the very least 6, maybe more points for you. So I think they're going to have to. The thing that they'll have to be weary of is their midfield has, and their Doué, Fofana, and then Kessié all have yellows. So they have to be very mindful of the Germany game.
Yeah,
right?
That was clear. This though,
So
the cards in the first 20 minutes.
They have Curacao next, right?
No, they have Germany next. They finish.
Germany
with
oh, okay. Well,
that's a big one right there.
That's actually better Africans, because if they get that second yellow in the Germany game, then okay, whatever. I mean, you missed the Curacao game. We saw what Curacao is probably going to have in terms of organization. They don't keep their discipline long enough, I feel, to stay afloat against any of these teams in this group. I think they're going to struggle against all three. So what you just described in Ivory Coast getting their 3 points, basically, for all intents and purposes, with eight best third place, Ivory Coast is in the second round of this competition, I think.
Yeah.
No, most definitely they are.
I think Ivory Coast is going to come first or second, no doubt about that. And I think Germany will get a better result against Ecuador. Yeah.
And to that point, I think we're going to see a couple teams. I said this on my channel. I said it with a bunch of people. I said it with JD. I've said it with people. I think there's going to be teams that finish second, not because they're beat, because they're already through. Right? Yes. I can see Germany, if whatever happens in the Côte d'Ivoire game, I had Germany finishing second because they feel like a side that they don't need to finish first. And then they finish in second, and then now you're looking at second place teams. Maybe a team overachieves, and then you're like, okay, that's cool. Or it's a team that.
I think as the tournament progresses, it's gonna take all right. I think climate the weather kind of an issue on these European teams. So I think it helps them with the drinks. The hydration breaks, I think, helps a lot of these European teams, because the temperature in these now people will say it's a climate control stadium and everything about that, but not every game you're gonna be playing in a situation like that.
Yeah,
and I don't know if the game was free flowing and you had to play for 45, you would see like the running people, basically the tempo of the game being dropped after a certain moment. Whereas Africans with it being a tournament where 3 teams can go through 8 different best third place, might end up having people finishing second that typically you would see them winning their zone. And teams will look at it, and it's not as losing a game is not as detrimental as the previous tournament.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And I've used the U17 tournament as a reference, not as an indicator, as a reference. Right? The teams that made it the furthest, you had one first place team and another team that finished in second, made it to the finals. That's Italy and Portugal. Those were your finalists of it. You also had a group, and I think we're going to have multiple 4x4 groups where you have teams that go win, draw, loss, and then that's what happened in Canada U17. They went win, draw, loss, and then they made it with goal difference. I think all those things are in play, but because you're making your way through, because it's not as simple as old tournaments, like you guys said, it's not winner of A plays runner up in B, and then winner of B plays runner up in A. It's first ranked team plays the 8th, third ranked team. And so it's matchups. Get into a spot where you're just going to go and you just play the next team. And then in this tournament, it's matchups of styles of play, right? Yes. Teams who can really figure that out. And I think once we get to that point, it's going to, I've called this World Cup so many things. Like I've said, it's going to be a set piece World Cup. We've seen that. But so far, I think how I'm defining this World Cup is just, man, who can finish? Because the amount of games we've seen where a team is 60 plus possession, 28 shots, and 2 saves. Like that's the story of the first half against for Ecuador and Ivory Coast. 12 shots, 2 saves. Yes,
I want to ask you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go. Ask a question.
So, I know this is your show, but I have to ask a question, with your permission, From what I've seen in this World Cup, and I think it's a great thing. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Well, the guy just scored for Sweden, the first goal, and he has, Tunisian roots, and he chooses side, and he showed his respect. I think it's a great thing when players can choose. What say you guys?
Choose to what?
Choose to play whichever nation you choose if you have more than one choice. I think it's a good thing that players can choose a country that they were born in. They can choose a mom country, a dad country, a grandparent country. I think it's a
If you
good thing. It's good for the
no,
sport.
no, all right. So the choosing thing, like I mean, evolution dictates what you do in a lot of things. So I don't have a problem with persons choosing. Like I think it's okay in terms of choosing. What you don't want it to be is a case of, like, when you look at countries, they are more overrun with players that aren't really necessarily the players they develop. And then you have some countries that they are relying on other countries to develop players for their country. And then if you look at the condition or the state of football in that country, it doesn't reflect, the national team doesn't reflect how well the football in that country is. For example, Curacao, they are
Hmm.
never, they have had what, one player born in the country, but none of these players have been developed in Curacao. None, not one.
I don't have a
So,
problem with that. Why?
no,
Why would you have a problem with that?
this is what I'm saying. A bigger country like Jamaica with 3 million people, imagine playing in 4 World Cups and you have not produced any player.
Okay,
That's not,
so I
no,
kind
I'm
of see
saying,
different. So I see where you're going with that, but I'm looking at the choice of not the countries can buy them or stuff like that. Is you the player has a choice, right? If you have a fallout with England and you did not make England team, or look at Balogun, you know what I mean? Balogun, the US striker.
all of
He,
them in it's a unique situation.
yeah, but I'm just showing you a different situation, right? Not just one. We're not just looking at one scenario. Here's the thing: if you're looking at, I think if we're looking at track and figure where a country just can come and buy you, I have an issue with that, and I'm not against the people them who wants to make a
But,
better living.
but
That's a,
Germany,
it.
let us put the conversation in context. I don't have an issue with players choosing who they want to play for. That is no problem. What I'm
Yes.
saying to you is that it cannot be, the two things can be mutually exclusive. For example, once you have players choosing who they want to play for, you want to ensure that the development of the sport in your country is on par or
Okay, I got you.
increasing.
I got you. I got you. I
Where
got you.
you can actually, because it doesn't make any sense that you played 4 World Cups and you have not developed, you don't, when you look at the team, there's no player that was
We'll take it.
developed from your country in that team.
Okay.
That
So
means
you're saying
football.
that if they use these players, get the qualify,
No, I'm not
get
saying
the
use that.
resource, and bring it back to the country and develop,
No.
you okay
I'm
with that?
saying both. I'm saying both things can happen at the same time, which mean that you can be developing the football in the country and also still the recruitment. So it doesn't mean if you find players in the country you're going to ignore, because the game is past that. The game is
Yeah.
now at a point where
All right. I
you're still
think you're
recruiting.
going. I think I got what you're saying, but I'm also seeing it from a different angle, right? A small country like Curacao, right, the tiniest country to make a World Cup, right? And I'm agreeing with you. I agree with what you're saying. Doesn't make it with the country, but if that small country cannot find enough people and they bring in inheritance people, right? And they make it onto the World Cup and they get the World Cup money and they develop. They spend that money back in their country. They make another World Cup. They have a few players in the country. They start a league, and and the next World Cup you see like 4 or 5 people that was born there. I think it's a success story, and it get better. But if what you say, no, every World Cup they just keep on bringing in people and not using anybody from the country. Yes, I see. I could probably have a problem with that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could
I
probably have a
don't.
problem with that too. Yeah.
I really want to get into that conversation because I think a lot of persons they don't have the cognitive dissonance to really have the conversation.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, man. Yeah, me understand what you're saying.
first thing they will come in and say, "Oh, you don't like foreign players and you don't like this and you don't like."
Yeah, yeah.
So they
Yeah,
don't
man. I understand
understand the
exactly what you're saying, man. I understand exactly what you're saying.
understand
Yeah.
what I'm asking? So
Yeah, man. 100%. 100%.
yeah, because you still always have to go. You still for example, Mexico goal scorer Quinones,
Mm-hmm.
Colombian. The keeper for Japan today,
Mm-hmm.
American.
Africa. America?
American.
I thought it was African.
Suzuki. He's
No,
American.
he
His
he
parents is Ghanaian, but
yeah, his
he
parents,
was
but
born in America.
but
Okay, okay.
he was in Japan's system, so there was no way once he was in that system.
No, I know. I'm
yeah,
just trying to
Was he
make your
in the
point,
military? Was his family in the military over there or what?
No, but I'm saying to you that I am just saying when you look at a lot of these players, people are
Mm-hmm.
born all over the world now. Remember, say traveling now is not as restrictive as
Mm-hmm.
before. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are going different places for migration purposes. People going into teaching, nursing, doctor, different
Mm-hmm.
occupation, and they have opened their families and went on to trying to get a better life. And with the
Yes.
trying to get a better life, they have kids in a country. It doesn't mean, for example, if I leave and go to Spain and get kids in Spain, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that I wanted to be in Spain. It means that I was trying to get a better life. It just
All
happened that
right.
I
So yeah, I will have a look on the positive side of this now, right? So the same goalkeeper, right, that played for Japan today, right? What if he reached out to the US and they turned him down, right? And he tried to get in the system and the coach didn't like him. And Japan show interest and he chose Japan. That's a success story. You know what I mean?
you don't have to go as
One
far as
nation
that.
turned me down and another nation
You don't
opened
have
the
to go
door
as
for me.
far as that. Luna turned down Mexico, played for the USA, played 17 of the last 18 games, and the US decided not to select him for the World Cup. Pochettino decided, say, oh, he's not a part of his plans for this World Cup. Look at
Mm-hmm.
that. Remember, he can't go play for Mexico again,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy named Fikayo Tomori turned down. He didn't play for Canada. Played for England. Yeah, he's now captain for England. Cannot play for Canada again. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just trying to say to you that it's a domino effect,
Yeah.
and depending on
Choose
what you
wisely, huh?
Well,
depending on go ahead,
like
Africans.
like it's not even to choose wisely. This is how I look at it. I think at the end of the day, everyone's going to have the choice to choose whatever they want to do. I think, and if you're a young player, go through all your options. That's how I always look at it. Right?
Yeah.
Now, to Cece's point, yes, you want to be able to develop your own league, but as much as that's on the FA, that's on your clubs too, right? It's not necessarily fully on the FA to put everything into that. You need those other. The FA can't have their thumb on every single thing in terms of football, because at that point you're micromanaging, and then now you're 3 steps away from FIFA stepping in because you misspend $1 here or there. Because FIFA is don't mess with our name, don't mess with our money. Everything else you can do, we've seen everything else everyone else does, but don't mess with our name, don't mess with our money. But when it comes to players, we're going to live in a space where everyone's going to have options. So let them choose, let them go through their options. This is why I'm a very big proponent of I don't like Nations League, because losing the friendly kills the opportunities to bring in players with no strings attached. Right? You're asking players, and some of them can. Don't get me wrong. Some of them will know at 17, 18, this is where we want to play. Let's go play there. And what FIFA's done in the meantime is said, hey, the U21 caps under 3 that happened with Marcelo Flores, right? Less than 5 caps under 21. He's didn't get that many. One-time switch to Canada. The options are there for players. At that same time, it doesn't mean that your federation has to wait for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that
and you know what? You touched on something that's, allow me to cut you, is to touch on something that's very important. I remember when the Nation League came out, right, when it first came about, me and my friends, my American, my Brazilian friends, my Argentinian friends, they were pissed at it. They said, man, we don't like this. It's a waste of time, right? Do you know who it hurts on Mexico, because Mexico plays the most friendly every year and they make a lot of money. Mexico is the only country that can fill 2 countries, right? And so there is a lot of money, but it helps the smaller nation close the gap. It helps smaller nation. Now, I wish they could change away the requirement of choosing a nationality. If they could, all right, you could play 1 nation league or 2 games and you don't have to be cup tied. You don't have to be, but it helps the smaller nation. It's a good thing. You know what I mean? It helps to close the gap, because a lot of these nations, man, they benefit from the Nation League because they only see international competition when it comes around to World Cup. And so the Nation League help these nations close the gap a lot. So it has its good and its bad. Go ahead.
No, it's good and it's bad. The problem is we're in CONCACAF. And CONCACAF has all its, we're going to actually exclude and do these things. If you want Nations League to be a benefit for everyone, put everyone in. Don't give the top 4 teams buys. Don't give the other teams the opportunity to do things. Put them all in, and so that everyone's in the same spot. Because I think that's where you look. As much as you don't want to see high score games, there is lessons to learn when you come in and then a game is 7-1. Right? Curacao got a lesson at the World Cup. They learned what they could do well. They also learned what they need to continue to improve on. That matters. Right? You're not going to have that if the World Cup changes to, well, we're actually going to put the lower ranked teams in this World Cup, and then if they can go up. No, you go baptism by fire burns a lot of your things, or it burns you. One of the two.
I'm glad that you don't like that, and I'm glad you see a problem with that, because we over here have a problem with it. And Frankie, right? I don't know if you watch the show, right? He said CONCACAF has the numbers, the Caribbean has the numbers. And they let the Americans and the Mexicans make the rules, and we have the numbers because every CONCACAF member, every country in CONCACAF has a vote, right? Every country, and the Caribbean has more votes than Central America and North America, and they don't use it as leverage to make it a level playing field. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
exactly what you said a while ago. If the nation in CONCACAF come together and withhold their votes and let everything in CONCACAF be level, but they let the Americans and the Mexicans make the rules. Go ahead.
Well, because they have the influence, they have the power within that, and that's going to be a thing until
vote is in CONCACAF. CONCACAF has the most vote.
I mean,
go ahead.
Talk about how CONCACAF can use
but Jeremy Lee, has a vote ever really been made without some monetary value on
it? No. You guys are right.
So regardless of like having a voting block, the Caribbean nations can't take that voting block and go and buy anything with the voting block.
Money influence vote. Yeah, there you go. I got you. You. Money
there's always that as well.
Yeah, money influence vote. I forgot about that part. Yeah, but go ahead, guys.
No, it's like I understand like the frustration with it, and again, to the point, yes, there is value to Nations League for the lower tier teams. Don't get me wrong. There is value there. They bring them in. I wonder from a larger standpoint, when you don't have friendlies. And then, especially when it plays back to the whole conversation of trying to bring in players, you're asking a player age anywhere from 18 to 23 to, in that moment, make a decision. In that moment, you're locking in for a project. And look, I look at Africa right now, because I think in Africa right now, if Senegal or Morocco walk to you and say, hey, this is the project, this is where we see you, they're probably the only two teams in Africa who can do that, and the player can say, okay, hey, I like this, great, I can be a part of this, or no, I don't want to be a part of this because I'm going to take my chances somewhere else, right? You have to, and like that's the level of
What a selfish play. I'm sorry. What a selfish play. Did y'all see that?
No, yeah, I saw that, right? And so, like,
by Isak?
Yes, he played right to us. He should have look up. Take a look. The replay's coming up.
Well, when he looked up, right, Gyökeres looked like he was going to run in behind, and he just checked up his run when he looked back down. I don't think he was trying to find him. It's just,
let me look again.
It was timing, because I wouldn't blame him for that. He just thought Gyökeres was going to make the run in behind.
Okay. I see you. I see your point.
And he just he kind of faked the move like he was gonna do it and then checked.
Okay, and the stop. Okay.
If he had just looked up one more time, he would have seen him, But
okay.
Things.
And so at the end of the day, like, look, there's layers of what football development needs to be, and I think right now, I'll always take a player side, period, because your career is so finite. So I can understand if you don't want to make a decision immediately. Can
you say that one more time again, loud, so everybody could hear it? Just repeat what you said a while ago about your career.
Your career is finite. It's not as long as we think we view it as. It's only a short period of time. So you are trying to maximize what you can in whatever moment.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, but which is why for me, like when people talk about Tomori, like For Canada, yes, I'm frustrated that he didn't go. But if you look at how he was playing before 22, to me, logically, if you look at how he was playing, there was no reason why you wouldn't have rated him as one of the best center back options. Now, Southgate had his four. Every coach has their favorites. That
Mm-hmm.
happened to him. He bet on himself. It didn't go as well. This is the life you live. We move, right? He had a good run with Canada at the U20s. Do I wish we could be there?
World Cup right now.
Pardon?
Why could they use him in this World Cup right now?
Listen, okay?
When Luke, hey, no disrespect to Luke, he's good and he probably will be better. But if Luke is the second option to Cornelius in 2026 World Cup, Canada, I don't know what happened to your defenders.
I can tell you exactly what happened to our defenders. Who was healthy for 300? Alex Trebek. Who was healthy? Like at that point, and like, what are you going to do? Like injuries happen.
But I
They're
mean,
part of the game.
to be honest, right? Kamal is still around. Like,
no,
how is he still around?
Well,
like kind of around.
To me, my opinion, my evaluation of Kamal has been simple. Has always been he looked better in a system where he was the athletic one. When he was with, because remember when he was playing with Herdman, it's him, Vittoria is not winning up.
He's putting out the fires.
Exactly, he's the one putting out the fires. But in doing so, now you have a player who, when you compare him to Bombito, it's not a question because Bombito and Davies are erase mistake speed, right? At their best. Because, like, if you look at Canada's friendlies,
they're what Jesse Marsh needs for how he wants to play. You need speed on the back line.
Yes, because every friendly, like, of the last 6 friendlies, there's been at least one break where there's a 1v1 with the keeper. And either Max or Dane St. Clair's had to make a save, or they didn't make a save. Every game, it's clockwork, and it's just how they play. And so that's why, yes, Davies being healthy is important. Yes, let's not diminish his importance. But to me, Bombito is far more important for how they play because Luke will be good. Like Luke is 20 years old, starting in the World Cup. He'll be fine. Like that kid has maturity beyond his years. He's a center back who understands what the temperament of the game is. And so the amount of times he came in that same Cote d'Ivoire game, he comes into the game, knows it's a physical game, immediately picks up a yellow, not because he's being reckless, but it's just like, hey, I'm here. I'm just letting you know I'm here. Like, don't underestimate me. I am here. My presence is felt. Cool. Let's play some ball. Okay. You're not going to do this to anyone else here. And that level of maturity is there. He's going to have to grow with his technical ability, but that level is there for him. And that's why I don't worry. And most Canadians aren't worried with the fact that Luke is starting right now because you could do far worse than him. And at that age, might as well throw him in the fire because every time they've thrown him in the fire, he has responded well. Just don't ask him to do penalties because that's listen.
Just go as a real man. I said, don't ask him for the penalty, boy. Man, you don't forget that.
Did that touch a button for anyone? Like, is that a very specific one? Because I remember certain conversations about people who need to take penalties, but you need to get the penalties for that to matter. But I'll leave that on its own. You know,
just good because I play that you guys can ask this. Clarence Seedorf. I say I'm doing commentating today. Man, that guy is. He have missed a kick in so many finals, for club and country. He's just not, it's just not his thing, man. It's not his thing.
Can do everything else.
Yeah, but it's just a nerve thing, yeah, brother. Nerve thing.
Yo, I am so.
Damn, behind him.
I'm so impressed with how Isak been playing this game so far, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Take that in your stride. He wasn't offside, was he?
No. Well, that's a step. No, that looked even to me. Let me call it too quick. I remember about 10 years ago, there was a program and they were showing you all the Canadian nationals that's playing overseas. It was so many Canadian nationals playing overseas. That was the time when Junior Harlett was playing for Blackburn. Because he played for Blackburn with us, right? I don't remember what time. Jason Gooner, they had more players overseas than the Americans playing all over Europe. Is that on the same with Canada right now?
We don't have more.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
That could drop like Jamaica too.
We don't have more, but it's. I'll say this about Canadians moving. It's all about just spaces, right? They're getting into different spaces, and similar to how you look at the U.S. and how yes, they're sending a lot of MLS products or players just going on. The USL pathway is very intriguing to me in terms of moving players over without the hoopla of the MLS has got another big move. Like you have that with the CPL there, but there are players who are moving, right? I think the interesting thing for Canada, I think entering this next stage is not just their traditional pathways. How are they covering their non-traditional pathways? There was a thing I would say is, for example, on the women's team, right? There was a point with the old coaches that if you didn't play youth for Canada, you didn't exist, right? If a player didn't play U17, U20, U15, for them to make the women's national team, they had to grind to do it, right? And so that's why, like, you will see me on Twitter championing up the likes of a Mimi Alidu who didn't come through the program, Chloe Lacasse didn't come through the program, players of that nature, right? Which is also why, on the same breath, like, and I will always love Nikayla. Nikayla is my baller. Nikayla was my baller before I even loved, like, the fact that you have a player like Nikayla who makes it through the system and then that early decides to switch. It's not a red flag for me. It's a concern. And that could be coaching, that could be a lot of things, but you don't let someone like that go through. But I don't know all the details for that. I know I could ask questions. I've read tea leaves. I saw it coming. People were telling me to see it coming. And I was just like, but why? She's like midfielder number 5 in my depth chart.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that she's playing in the Canadian League?
That's one theory that's been spread, and that the coach doesn't necessarily rate that league. My counter to that would be, then why did she call up her teammate all of last year? If it's a question of the league, Emma Regan, who is probably our starting CDM, she was called up for pretty much the whole year. And so if you're looking at her, to me, I'm like, you can't just look next.
Trouble. Oh, what a giveaway. What a giveaway.
Right.
Ooh, what a giveaway. Oh, I forgot. You guys are behind.
You
guys are behind. I'm sorry.
I was wondering when he was going to score.
Yeah, you guys are a little bit behind. I didn't want to give it away.
But you didn't do a good job of that.
I just remember you guys are behind. Let me see the replay again. What happened? The goalkeeper threw the ball out, and he was trying to do too much.
And it's the captain of the team as well.
Let me take a look again.
Captain, but Isak pounces, falls to Jokeres, and that's
tell to him he's clear. See the pass, the clear pass right there. Oh shoot, that long leg. Yeah, he was trying to cut him.
Casual in midfield there, stayed on side.
Look at that long leg, man. The long leg just pushed her out. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, that long leg, and he catch the ball too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hope they don't burn his house down now. I'm just joking, man.
Tunisia is either going to be a side that doesn't know better and scores 3, or they're going to be a side.
No, but I told Jason Gooner that Tunisia, to me, based on a lot of these other teams that I've seen play, Tunisia is, I would say, the only team is Tunisia is better than the team in the tournament is Curacao.
Wow. Wow.
No, listen.
No, look at the games coming into the tournament. Tunisia is not ready. I'm not saying that they're not a good team, no.
Tunisia better than New Zealand.
Oh, but New Zealand not in the World Cup.
Listen.
Yeah, man. Uzbekistan.
I am telling you,
Yes,
Tunisia
yes,
should
you're
have
right.
been it.
Yes,
Should not have made it.
yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm thinking of
Tunisia's worse.
Oceania gets a spot now, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. They
That's
Yeah.
why you guys played New
playoff every
Caledonia
time.
and
They
barely
should
got
go
by.
to the
Yeah.
playoff every time.
Here we go again.
But Jason, then you won't just get by New Caledonia like every 4 years. Then if that's the case, right? No, Tunisia. If you look at Tunisia's pathway to make this World Cup, they shouldn't have made it because
Wow.
Top days
Why?
no. Listen. So Tunisia had Equatorial Guinea in their group. And then their third division left back, who's apparently the greatest goal scorer in African history when he gets Equatorial Guinea kid on, was deemed ineligible for the first 3 games because CAF did so. And then they said he was eligible, but then they didn't reverse the results. If those results had stood, Tunisia was in 4th after 2 windows.
So they would have been knocked out.
They wouldn't have won the group as they would have won it, right?
Okay.
And so because of that, that's why I was just like, they made it. I know the headlines was the South Africa Nigeria group because the ineligible player and then the last place rule, and that got pushed up.
Yeah, I gotta go look at this. You teach, I gotta go look at. I never know about this.
I would say watch my channel. I talked about it for like an entire year, but that's aside the point. I'm joking with that, but no,
you're good, man. I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so if you looked at that, and that's why I'm before entering this, I was like, Tunisia's the worst African side, and then the opening day happened. I was like, South Africa takes that. It's okay. I don't know. But that was, and that to me is why I was like, I don't know. Plus, then they brought in a new coach and said they're just trying to develop a new. They're starting a cycle now, and so they left out veterans that they had before. They left out other people. So I don't know. Again, that's the variance with this side. This side could have young players who don't know any better and can score a bunch of goals, and we'd be shocked. Or they can go out and lose every game 4-5-1, and we'll just be like, hey, they learned something. They got exposure, and we'll see how they come back for it, because then they have AFCON next summer. And so that's why they're such a high variance side. They could be scoring everything, or they'll just take their licks and learn from it.
Interesting. Gotta look this one up. When Tunisia make it to the World Cup?
It didn't get the hype of it, but yeah,
Namibia.
Yeah, because Namibia played them well. Like, they won all their games in their group. Like, they weren't convincing in all their groups. Even when they finally beat Equatorial Guinea, it was a 88th minute goal that sent them through, 1-0. Right. I'm not saying Equatorial Guinea would have been any better than them, but they would have had to fight harder to make it into this group.
So the player that you said that they have the issue with,
yes.
What was the final result in his decision?
They reinstated him with
but it was too late.
2 windows left, but then they didn't change the games that they viewed him as ineligible, it's been an odd thing, because 2 AFCONs ago,
took the points away and did not go back and say, okay, what were the actual results? Let's use those.
No, that's wrong. Oh my God, that's wrong.
Because remember, in 21, he's the Golden Boot winner at AFCON, right? And then they deemed him ineligible, and then they said he was eligible, and then he was ineligible. Like, it's a whole mess. It's a whole.
The point is at the end, right? They make him eligible. That means that they should put the points back then.
Listen,
if after you investigate, right, and you realize that he's okay to play, the points should go back.
Listen, we all agreed with that, but Motsepe had a lot of things to deal with at that point.
Something don't sound right. Something sound fishy to me right there.
I agree, but that's how it went down. And so, again, it didn't get the headlines of Nigeria bundling their way to make the playoff, which, again, that's
That's probably like one of them. That sound like one of them northern African country that has money. Tunisia, oil money. I'm just saying crap.
I know you are, but no, to me that's an AFCON admin kerfuffle, to say the least. And so they have to figure that out. They went with that decision. That's what was made. We moved, but that's always been. I've always looked at that and said, yes, Nigeria, South Africa is a thing, Because even
That
like
player you talking about, and what's his name? How old is he? Because I got to go look him up right now.
Emilio Ensu is the name. I think he's 37.
Oh, wow. Old man. Jeez. Yeah.
Emilio Insue used to play in La Liga.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Ensu, yeah.
him.
Yeah.
37. Mm.
Yeah.
There you learn something new there. But here's going to think of the story, right? They did the investigation, and in the end, Rosie, you there still? Cece? Yeah, they did the investigation, and in the end, everything was fine. Do you think the point should have been stayed, Jason Guna? I put everything on hold until we did the investigation. What say you?
I don't know how you can make a ruling. Well, I guess at some point you have to make the ruling and then appeal has to happen. So I guess I could see how the points could be taken away. But if after appeal it is deemed that he's eligible, I don't see how you don't change back those rulings to whatever it was before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not just make the results count for what they were? If after the fact, like if you had taken away points and said they won every game 3-0 or whatever the result was when you take away points and whatever the punishment is, if after you've done your investigation you deem that he is eligible, then why wouldn't you just go back to whatever the results were?
That's all right.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm not paid to make those decisions. I just watch from the background and wait for legal decisions to claim. This is AFCON. We've been more famous for our legal decisions than actual play on the field this year.
Oh, yo, Curry,
I didn't scream this time. I didn't say nothing this time. I didn't give it away.
Like, broken back, I try to score a goal.
All good. Well, I'm going to hop off here, but it was great chatting with you guys this evening.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Yeah. I'll give my last little promo. I'm here every night at 9 p.m. Recapping the games that were and talking about the game that is. So if any of y'all want to swap over, it's the shape of football, or just look for the face that looks like mine. And you probably already subscribed to me, you just don't realize it yet. So just
trust me, which I subscribe to everything. I just everything soccer I subscribe to.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Take care, gents.
All right, big up.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself.
And you guys go check out the shape of football. Let me see if I can actually get.
We're gonna check it out in a bit, man.
I'm gonna drop it in the comments. Actually, he's rebranding for the World Cup. This is African swim. He's always in the space somewhere. Usually has some really good takes. Some people don't like. I've noticed Germany. I don't know if you noticed this, but whenever Jamaican fans hear people not from Jamaica discussing Jamaica, they don't like it very much. So I think sometimes people don't like Africans' takes about Jamaica because he's not from Jamaica. But I feel like sometimes those takes are important because he might have a perspective where we can't even get to that perspective because we're too invested. You understand?
I agree with you. You gotta hear what's going on outside. That's true.
People should hear what him have to say on our things because it's probably coming from the least biased perspective.
Thank you. And sometimes they do their research and know a little bit more than a lot of us who just stay in a bubble and never get out.
Remember, Germany, because we are attached to the situations, our research is going to include, how can I say this, narrative framers, right? So we'll get information from people, and those people have a vested interest as well. So remember that whatever information they're giving you is trying to frame your thought and your thought process to get towards whatever they're trying to get forward or push forward, whatever agenda. So, sometimes the outside people research is better because they're not getting those accounts from people that might be trying to shape your thought process.
Your narrative, yeah. And they gather their own information wide and far and then come in and then they make their own analysis about it.
Yep.
Yeah, so the thing set, man. A water break again. These sponsors are making money from these water breaks. I'm telling you, brother. Hydration break. Yeah, man. They're good still. So far, I'm loving the World Cup so far, bro. I'm loving it so far. The game last night. Go ahead.
Were a little bit worried. No, people were a little bit worried about how the World Cup was gonna go with the stress and all of this. And I always thought, once the World Cup starts and the football starts,
Mm-hmm.
people are to be just in tune with the football. You understand? And
Yeah.
that's pretty much what's going on right now in this
Let,
World Cup. Like
let the beautiful game take its stake. Yeah.
it has been fine, in terms of the World Cup itself. People were worried about, stadiums not really being so full with the prices, but that hasn't happened. I mean, I can't remember a game where I was like, damn, this stadium is kind of empty. Like, haven't seen that happen. Have you?
No, I haven't seen that yet, and so hopefully keep going. Well, I've seen a few empty seats here and there, but it's nothing bad. You understand? It's
Maybe
it's
wherever here is
To be totally honest,
complaining after they have debt after the World Cup.
this is probably the first game I can remember where I seen like actual multiple rows with seats missing.
yeah,
Like this game right now.
yes, that's what I'm looking at too. That's what I'm looking at too.
I think it's the first time.
Yeah,
And
it's first time.
this game is actually a game in Mexico. And I always thought that the games in Mexico had a higher chance for that happening. Because
Yes.
I think what people underestimated was the amount of you know, heritage countries in the World Cup that have citizens that live in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that alone, I feel like a lot of these stadiums will get full.
One of the scare was that there's going to be ice at the stadiums, and the airport wasn't being filled, the hotels wasn't being booked, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I want to say that majority of people are people from here, and you got people coming from Europe, like people coming from certain countries, not But I work in the tourism industry, and business is down, but so far it's a good World Cup. It's a good World Cup.
Yeah,
And that's all I care about is the ball, It's a beautiful game. Right, CC? You look like him touch and gone.
No man, yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you, I just think some things outside of the World Cup, like people talking. I saw this thing about Airbnb in the cities where the World Cup matches are being played. And to me, sometimes it's just the greed in and around it. The guy was literally saying he's thinking about doubling his revenue. Why he doubled the amount will come to the Airbnb. And I'm like, you have to factor in the fact that people going to Airbnb because of the convenience outside of the hotel. If it now becomes inconvenient and the price becomes on the level of the hotel, when you go to the hotel, you get food right through. You got a buffet style. There are so many conveniences to the hotel. In terms of room, you don't have to cook your own food. You get what I say? So if you don't have to cook your own food and you look at the price now, when you go to an Airbnb and cook your own food and I do certain other things, you're like, you better like go to an hotel. So a lot of the people they got greedy. So that's the only part of it that people are wondering. And I think it's the same thing with the World Cup ticket prices, because I think they could have been a bit more conservative. Because the fans drive the game. And you cannot try to force the fans out of the game or put the fans in a detrimental situation where they're choosing to go to a World Cup match or to buy some food.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it is, a couple of states actually sue them, New York and New Jersey sue FIFA because they're like something not right. People paying for a ticket and when they realize the wrong ticket them get, the price not right and all that kind of stuff. But as with Jason Gooner said, so far it's a good World Cup so far. No controversy and no drama yet, Like what's going on so far.
Yeah, I mean, most of the controversy has been limited to like documentation and stuff like that.
Yes.
I always figured that once the games got going, those stories would take less and less. I mean, not to say that they're not happening in these situations where fans can't come and things like that, but I always knew that once the games got going, we would be talking less about that and more about, you saw how Japan broke down the Netherlands. Once the football start, that's what we talk about. I mean, that's the nature of the sports anyway. So the noise was louder when games weren't playing, basically.
Yeah. And let's say let the games begin, and So far, I'm enjoying myself so far, you know, but I'm enjoying myself so far. Games are good.
So
But,
Germany, Jamaica's not in the World Cup. I can't remember. Who do you support? Not named Jamaica. If you have a team.
oh, okay. So I support all the countries with black players. I support all right. So before this, right?
So in
Brazil.
2026, you support every
So,
country then.
no. 2026, I'm going with France. No, but I'm going with
Every country has black players now, even
yes.
Mexico.
But what I'm trying to tell you now, right? I used to support like the African countries, Brazil
Mhm.
and France, right? England, right? Those countries, traditional, right? But now, yes, you're right. Every country playing with a black player. Even Spain have some now. Germany has a lot, right? But my choice for this World Cup is France,
Okay.
Spain, and Portugal. I have it, you know what I mean, in that order. France, my first choice. Spain, my second choice. Portugal, my third choice.
Yes, I am Netherlands all day, every day.
Really? Okay,
No,
arrange it. See, what
somebody
about you?
Netherlands
You're
fan.
Argentina, man, I guess.
How much time have to tell you? Listen, I am
CC,
not the king.
we forgot, CC. We are old people,
No,
CC, me are 95,
no. Listen, I can say this, and I say this proudly. Brazil, unlike a lot of people who, if I ask them where their team 20 years ago, I know what them team now,
Mm-hmm.
they can't think because a lot of them people, especially Jamaicans, are wagons. But my teams have always been Brazil, Chelsea, Clarendon College. And that's
Okay.
pretty much it. And Jamaica. That's pretty much it, bro.
So, yes, Brazil always be my team, but if you ask me right now, they're not the favorite. They're not playing good. So, yes, they always going to be my team. But if you ask me in
Basically,
this World Cup, who am
basically,
I going with in this World Cup for win? Who I think is going to win? I think France have a better shot than
yes,
Brazil.
you
And I'm
said
But not
not,
the
but
club, bro.
you said 3 of the top 5 favorites in the World Cup. So Germany, in other words, you are the fan CC was just describing.
no. Well, no, I think hold on.
Wagon is
I think I
fan.
misunderstood your statement. I thought you were asking me who I was going with to win the World Cup. You understand?
I don't want your professional opinion. I'm just asking, like, who do you
Oh,
cheer
who is
for?
my team?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a Brazilian fan. Put it that way. If that's a
So, all
question.
right, Germany,
Okay.
who would you like to win?
So in general, but I'm being a realistic fan. Brazil has not been playing good soccer. They've not been. They're not their best. So I think the team
Every team except Argentina. Sorry, you're right, Peter Mystic. No black players over there.
that. So I always kind of support this team, but I'm a Brazilian fan. But I'm telling the truth, I'm not. I think with my heart, me I look and realize they're just not playing well. And I think the team that in order. So yes, I think I misunderstood misunderstood your question. Sorry, CC. I'm not being a wagamis.
Germany, who you like to win the record?
Then
Oh,
you must.
who I love for Brazil to win.
There
But
you
if
go.
you ask me the truth, who I think, I tell you the truth. I think with my emotion and I'm happy. I think realistically, they're just not playing good. They're just not been playing good the last 4 years. That's what I'm saying. But I'm a Brazilian and I wish them win. But I, I get you. I get what you're saying. So if Jamaica in the World Cup now, right? Would you cheer for them over Brazil?
No,
CC?
Jamaica.
Would
No,
you
no,
say
I'm cheering
that
for
I'm
Jamaica.
Jamaica? If I'm
No,
going to ask you a question, right? Would you say Jamaica, would I win the World Cup? I'd just be realistic and say, boy, I'm a Jamaican and I'm a
right.
Jamaican fan, but I don't think that they will win.
No, Jamaica and Brazil is not in the same class. So I keep telling people like this. If Jamaica won tournaments before, and we've seen how they perform at tournaments in terms of winning international competitions, winning the Nations League, winning CONCACAF World Cup, go Copa America, go win it and go to the final. And then come to a World Cup. Then I would look at it and say we have a realistic chance of winning. Then I would come
CC,
out and
none of
say,
that not happen, CC. I'm asking you realistic right now. If Jamaica was in
no,
the,
man,
say
listen to
Jamaica was,
Germany.
no. I'm not taking others into consideration. I'm saying right now, if they was in the World Cup as with curious, if we're in, we make it in.
I
But I'm going
wouldn't.
to ask you.
I wouldn't say Jamaica is going to win the World Cup because
Okay, well, Okay.
No, Germany. Listen to me, I say clearly. The reason why I can say Brazil, and the reason why I can say Brazil have a chance at winning the World Cup is because Brazil have that pedigree. And even in their players that them have, they might not look as effective as they look in the past. But they have quality players who can get them over the line. Jamaica has none of that.
So am I wrong for saying that I've not been so the last 4 years they've not been themselves? I don't think they're favorite. I don't think they'll win. Am I being a sellout
No.
in your view by just saying what I think is true that they're just not being themselves? We not abandon them. They're still my team, but I just don't think that they could win. The soccer has gone down, has taken a dip. Doesn't mean that we turn my back on them.
I'm saying they've gone down to what? Because people say Brazil can do this and Brazil can do that. And more people are bring up certain things to win this and win that. And when I look at the last couple of World Cups, none of them teams of them bring to win them now win.
See, we're not talking about them. I'm going to ask you a direct question. The Brazil that you've been seeing the last 5 years playing, are you okay with their football? Are you pleased with their football?
No, I'm not okay.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that Brazil cannot win the World Cup, boss.
No one said they can't. I never said. I just don't think that they're the favorites to win.
No,
that's what I'm
how
saying.
much favorites you can have Germany?
Hmm?
Favorites is different from who go win the World Cup in the boss.
Yeah, but see, I think hold on. All right, let me leave that. I think you misunderstood everything that I'm saying. I'm just being a realistic person. That you know what, my team is not being good for the last couple of years. They're just not the same. And they just.
Okay, Germany, let me help you. CC does not believe that the prevailing thought of people around the world that Brazil is not the same. He thinks that is overblown. He thinks the fact that they just haven't won the World Cup, people are saying that they have this big, gigantic drop-off. And I don't think CC thinks the drop-off is really that big from one time. They just haven't gotten over the line. And he can correct me at any point. But to me, how I'm reasoning it out, that's what I think. I think he thinks people overreact to where Brazil is currently in football, meaning they have not fallen as far from where they were as people say.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I was just trying to get my point to him that I'm not that what I'm saying is that I don't think they're dead and done and gone.
4-1.
Yeah, man. Me don't want to me don't want to spoil the bubble.
At the bright new score again.
Hold on there. Something not right. Then chop it off.
Offside.
Too quick. Then chop it off.
Everything will be checked, but I think this is actually no goal. Man, just come on the field, you know.
Oh, wait a minute, man.
Yeah, man.
Come back inside, but him come back inside behind.
No, it's from when the ball is kicked.
From when the ball is kicked. Okay, but look like the player touch it afterwards. Him run back and not go to the ball. Let me see.
Nobody never touch it, Jeremy. Who touch it?
It look like the other player touch it and play it back. No, he miss it. It might look like a cock up is a 10 thing, I miss it.
But this, as I said, JGTV, you are spot on. I think it is the Brazil downfall or drop off as people put it is overblown. Because they're grading Brazil on the basis of the World Cup, which I can understand because they have won multiple World Cups. But if you really still look at it in terms of the Copa America and other competitions, Brazil has been to a Copa America final in the last 5 years, whatever. In the last 2 Copa Americas. The last 2 Copa Americas, Brazil has been to the final.
What are they? What am I check still? The goal offs. What am I check?
Yeah, but if the ball didn't hit your foot, you want it to hit your foot, Isak. If it hit your foot, maybe one side. Because he must say it never touch. But if it never touch you, that means it's offside. Brother, when the ball cross, you're offside, brother.
But remember, the ball never played to him, Him never go towards the ball.
It don't matter. If he's
hold on. Sorry, let me cut you off. Sometimes I see a player in an offside hand position on the ball player and him don't go towards the ball, him just stay still or walk away.
Germany, let me ask you something. Why would you
then give it?
Hold on.
Give it.
But how?
That they might probably explain. They give it.
Brother, when the ball is crossed, he's in an offside position. I know they have what's called passive offside, but that would only come into effect if another player touched the ball before him.
Let's see I'll find out what happened.
Yes, yes. I understand why Tunisia would be cussing, because this don't make any sense to me. Unless Isak did get a touch on it, which I didn't see.
That's what I was saying. And it looked like if he was miles away from the ball. He's like, I look on it different. Don't look like I can touch it. See them slow it down.
He did touch it, you know?
Yeah, in touch it. In touch it.
4 point, long leg fucker. Blue.
In touch it. Yeah, so yeah, okay. So that's what I was saying.
That's what I was saying. He touched it. And I'm saying to him, you need to argue that you touched it, because then he'll be onside.
Yeah, so Gooner, that's what I was saying, right? So he was in an outside position, right? I want the ball play, but he did not make any attempt to go towards the ball. He ran away from the ball.
No,
it's like play back to.
No. Let's describe it properly. He's running to the ball, and what made him not offside is the fact that Isak touched it prior to him touching it.
No, I think he was coming back into play, Gooner. He wasn't going towards the ball. Remember, you know,
so when he's running, back to him. Running in that direction, where is he running towards?
All right, Gooner, he was standing. Look, all right, let's get this straight. He's standing in front of the line, right?
Yes.
The ball come over. He run back straight. He didn't go towards the ball, and then Isak tap it back to him.
How does he end up scoring from that spot if he's not running towards the ball?
One different player I talk about, because when Isak touch the ball, this man
he touch the ball backwards, not he touch the ball backwards. And
all right. The point I'm making is when the cross comes in, he only runs in one direction.
I'm not thinking of that, because I see the guy run back into play, not towards the ball. Maybe there's something else may I look on.
Germany. So when he's running straight across, what is he running towards? The ball is
Gooner. He didn't run straight across. He run backwards.
No, he did not.
Man, no. He was following the trajectory.
We have to see this again.
Somewhere, Germany, and ran literally in a straight line. He never curved his run. The only time he changed direction was when Isak got the touch and he had to readjust.
I gotta see that. I can't believe I see anything there on our watch. Because if you run towards the ball, it's offside. Well, him not touch it. The ball go to what you call it first.
Germany.
No.
If Isak had not toe on the ball, he would have been offside. So all that stuff you're talking about, he ran in another direction first. No, that's not why he was onside. He was onside because Isak got a touch.
All right, so go on, let me ask you a question, right? If you're in an offside position on the ball player and you make no attempt to play it, right? And then the next player play it. I know they don't, they you know what I mean? Even though you're offside. Let me see that again.
It depends on some other things besides if he goes an attempt, if he makes an attempt. Because he can be deemed offside for line of sight with the goalkeeper. He can be deemed offside for like obstructing a defender from an offside position. So there's other variables besides just attempting to play the ball. That's the first thing. Or that's another important thing to talk about as far as the offside rule.
I see this replay back again. I'm never gonna play this back.
They just showed it.
Yeah, but they didn't show the part where I gotta watch it back again because think
what they didn't show was what you were describing. That's
what I'm saying. I didn't see that part. I gotta go back and watch it in a second.
No. Listen to what I'm saying clearly, right? I said the reason why you want to see it again is because what you kept on describing is not what you saw just now.
But that's why I said I gotta go back and look again because he didn't run. He didn't run left or right. He went backwards.
Go back 10 more times.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna. And if I'm wrong about that,
you're not going to find what you were describing because you were describing it incorrectly. So you won't see it when you go back. You could rewind it 50 more times.
Because I'm like, me understand the power. Isaac touched the ball now, and when him touch the ball now, him nullify that.
Mm-hmm.
That nullify. Well, you know what? That not even relevant either because Isaac touched the ball, so that can't be.
Yeah, and
It's never relevant.
My point, you like you kept focusing on the guy's movement, and I'm saying his movement was not what made him onside. His movement was irrelevant. What was the most relevant thing was whether Isaac got the touch or not. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
and so Isaac got the touch. That never relevant. It never relevant for go back and look on it because once him touch the ball, everything is clear.
Mexico, you gone, David J. I know. Half side. What are you saying, bro? Iran toward the ball. Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe me blind. So I go back and look on it.
Who is that?
Go back and look.
Who is a keyboard warrior?
A 4-0, me dey predict that game.
Yeah, man. A Tunisia messed it up for you with them one goal.
Yeah, me dey say it already. Let's shoot down.
See, why you Tunisia, so man? Good God of mercy.
No,
man say are they friendly them before the World Cup where people
You know, man.
people love talk about they don't matter and everything, but CC said they matter, brother.
Man say, they matter. I'm tell you what me know so they matter.
Them already.
This idiot coach and name, alright, no one call me name. Carlo Ancelotti at Wesley. Wesley at first choice, right, man. Why you play Wesley in a game in the warm-up game, boss? You keep Wesley on the bench. Now Wesley injured. The team get unbalanced and you gonna start Ibanez. But it showed up in the Panama game because in the first half in Panama game, you could see that Brazil was struggling and he had to make some tactical adjustments at halftime. That's why I was wondering why I never go for Hendrick because every time Brazil now want a situation recently, Hendrick him go to Hendrick get the goal. So I was trying to figure out why not go to Hendrick.
Yeah, it was strange. I thought that the guy Danilo would have came on earlier in the midfield. I thought Hendrick would have played.
It look like them use the ball something technology, you know. It's something like ball fit, you know, like when the cricket bat, when the ball touch a cricket bat.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they knew that he got the touch.
Yeah, that's how they knew that he got the touch.
Them have a wake up.
There's no one chipping at the ball now.
Get a spike.
Yes. So that's how they knew. So in the VR check room, they would have got to that now, man. So they find out so there was a spike. So that means he would have touched the ball.
Speaking of that, you know, the Western is play live right now, right?
How the score them go? How the score go?
This is 135 for 5. Them at chase one. Don't let me. Hold on, I'm repeat. Open that down to us.
So who West Indies make 135? Is it?
Yeah, 135 for 5. I'm at chase what? 35 runs have 17 balls. Ross. They can.
That's what
can be done.
Or we need.
We need that. We need that.
So West Indies didn't make 135 for 5.
No, I said them 135 for 5. Now it's live, bro. Listen, we need 17 balls, only 35 runs. So yeah. So we're 136 for 5 right now in the 17th over. 17.2 over.
You know, say as much as we don't want to read too much in this game, if this team can fit and going forward in the tournament, they can create an upset on a team.
Where at Brazil?
Sweden. No, Brazil.
Okay.
No, Brazil beating a team.
Ayari.
Wide.
Ayari.
Well, it's the same thing that I'm saying. See, same thing when I say the man them score again.
Yes, the man them score again.
Ayari
scored. That's the game done. I'm just kick off on the cricket for a second. Get that.
Hey, I see him. So the man score goal for Brighton, you know, outside of the box.
My prediction on me say Croatia is Curacao is the only team that is the only team 27 to that.
No worry, man. New Zealand no play yet.
But New Zealand first match, New Zealand now get back up, man.
Well, that's the first match.
What a goal!
Yo, IRE, man. Don't give him no shot. Man, they no ram for stitch up net.
But wasn't this guy coached by Graham Potter in Brighton as well?
Yes, he was. Actually, to be honest, maybe it was my boy that brought him, you know, Deserby. Maybe it was Deserby brought him in. I don't know if it was Potter brought this guy actually.
Okay, another 4 now. One more 4.
5-1. What a game.
Yep.
Sweden lay down a marker.
What score you have for that game, Gooner?
I have to look in a book.
You remember?
4-0. They have man, man. I tell you, I never.
You have 4-0. Gooner, remember what you have?
Let me look. Hold on.
Yo, CC.
Alright, so
Australia game last night. You watch Australia game last night?
No, never.
Oh my God, CC. But I love it so much black. Yo, the man them defense is crazy, bro. Crazy.
Germany is that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was looking at the Brazil thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see players there where if the coach can have the right tactical setup, we're not afraid of nothing.
So you base it down to the coach? You base it down to the coach in your opinion? That the coach...
I'm saying the coach, yes, because the coach is going to make the decision. First of all, Marquinhos and Gabriel in the center half positions. Both of them are Champions League finalists. Marquinhos won the Champions League with PSG. Gabriel won the Premier League and also went to the Champions League final. So, we don't know how much center-back pairing is stronger than that in the World Cup. I don't know. There's not much center-back pairing in the World Cup should be stronger than that. Then you look at the positions where we have the problems, the right back and the left back position. In those positions, I'm saying the coach needs to start the actual right back, which is Danilo, because Wesley get injured. So you start Danilo, and then you will have I think he could start Alexis Sancho in terms of the left back position. Because as I said, we have problems in those areas. The weakness. What was the other guy when we start over there?
Douglas Santos.
So we work with Douglas Santos. So Alexis Sancho can find for the bench. In the middle of the park, I think he should go with Danilo and Bruno Guimaraes. They are young players. They have the ability to run up and down. And they in terms of covering ground. Some of us run up and down. They have the ability to cover ground more effectively than if you put Casemiro in there. So they have the legs. So that means you have to start Danilo.
I didn't think Fabinho was bad, you know, but I don't mind the shot where you make same way. The only thing I will say, both Bruno and Danilo want to go play number 10 when they're on attack. So
and that's where the
only thing why I think Fabinho was a little better than Casemiro for that reason. Like him actually just staying at that role, him never run well if it.
Rasa 6. Go ahead.
So I think that as they rightfully say. But for me, I look upon it and say we need energy in the middle.
You just want the legs, yeah.
Yeah, we just need the legs because based on how the man them go play and the eat and everything, these teams are coming to run. They're coming to run at you. And
would you have a problem if you did not play Casemiro and then lose? Do you think that you'd be saying that you should have played Casemiro?
No, I'm saying to you, Casemiro can play a role in the game, or Casemiro to be more of a closer.
Okay, so he can't play full 90.
No, and he cannot start. He cannot come into a game when the players are fresh. He has to come in when the legs are dead.
Okay. Yeah.
He still has been a little bit brilliant. I think when I look to now in the forward lineup, you have to either play Ryan or Luis Enrique. That's the purpose you carry there. Because Rafinha Rafinha seems to be a system type of baller, where Rafinha wants to play the number 10. Paqueta sits on the bench. Say if Rafinha wants to play the number 10, you play him in there. Play a rotated forward now. Vinny keeps his position. But Rafinha go in the middle and you play Luis Enrique or Ryan out there. I would say play Ryan. Give the youngster the opportunity. And then up front now, you can go with Matthias Cunha to start. Because I think you could bring Hendrick off of the bench. You could start with Matthias Cunha. So Matthias Cunha can
murder them. Yeah, okay, I got you.
So that's the problem that I think Brazil having is a tactical setup of the team and Carlo Ancelotti getting it wrong. Because if you notice, 2 and 3 guys are marking Vinny. Vinny needs space to dribble in and space to operate it.
So let me say this to you then. Is it that thing you think that he was out coached, or the coach was is that what you think? That he's making the wrong thing, or he was out coached?
No man, I thought he was just trying. He was trying. He put on. I think he was trying something outside the box, but it didn't work out. For example,
stick up in now. Did you watch a game last week with Brazil and no, it was France. I'm sorry. Did you watch the last 2 warm-up game? How was that to you? The last 2 warm-up game. Jesus Christ, Jason will have finished it. Did you watch the last 2 World Cup game? What tactics did he use that was different?
All right, so that's what I was saying to you. In the last 2 warm-up games, in terms of the player personnel, Wesley got injured, who was the first choice right back. So that changes tactics. So tactically in defense, he would have adjusted. So he brought in Ibanez. So that kind of bothered the way in which the team was playing. Then when you look at how he started out against Panama, right? He started out against Panama trying to play 4-2-4, a system that Brazil hasn't played since 1982 when they lost against Italy. So he started out 4-2-4 against Panama. Realizing
Brazil have been a long time, a long time to play a system there, 4-2-4. Wow.
Yeah. Realizing it wasn't working, and he went to a 4-2-3-1 and changed up the personnel. And the game, he ended up scoring 4 goals in the second half. Because halftime it was 2-1 against Panama. So that's why I was saying to people, if they watch the warm-up games before the World Cup, you would realize the tactical setup or how some of these teams wanted to play. And when he was coming into that game, he would have changed some of that. So
you think it based on the opponents that he's playing, or just to play like how you were saying to play against anybody?
Good question, Grimy. Good question.
All right. So in terms of the opponents, whilst the opponents matter, I think the player personnel that you have, the best set of player personnel, the best 11 that you can put out there is the players that I would have called based on any team you play. That's the best 11 you can put out there.
What the question? Let me just ask you a while ago.
You're saying if him should play that way because of the opponent.
Yeah, so basically I'm saying the Panama, the way how you say him come out against Panama, you're saying and he get results, right? So I'm saying to you, if that's the way he should line up against every team.
I think that's the way he should be going at the teams. The 4-2-3-1 formation that he's trying, that he used in the second half against Panama is what he should be using against every team. But
really,
but listen to what I'm saying. Yes, he should be doing that against every team, but you can transition in and out in terms of the in-game management and how you make the changes. That's how you should start out against the teams, because 4-2-4 is not going to cut it, because they're going to overload in the middle of the box. Sorry, in the middle of the field. So in the midfield battle, Brazil is going to get overrun. Just like in the Morocco game, is the 18-year-old control the midfield and they were being overrun simply because Morocco had more legs.
The same thing Jason going to say yesterday. Just going to say the same thing.
So Morocco had more people and had more legs in the middle. So that number 6 youth was able to do whatever he wanted.
Let us glad him drop it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cricket now, football you watch.
Yeah, let me come back.
You know me already. Hush.
Yo, I saw Jeremy Lee brain working, man. Anything popping name, just chat it, you know.
Just. But Jason, the West Indies work list like Jamaica.
So Demo say remember the name.
Which name? Brazil?
Jason Holder, man.
I want to this man, but remember name. I want to Demo. Demo, they want go watch cricket, then can play cricket. I hold on good enough.
So yeah, people, let me see how the poll I go. Can we put up some game?
Wait, the West Indies not going to win this one. 5 run and 4 ball.
And 1 from 3 ball now.
Easy now.
Don't it? Man, that's the front of time one messed up for everybody.
Yeah, man, I said Jason Gooner. Remember Jason Holder name. Jason Holder, what they receiving a New Kingston. Nobody not even know.
Yeah, right now I can't tell you, say I'm alone get to the score. Up and
Wait,
running.
5-1?
No, man, it's 2-2. No, man, me did bet the 5. Me bet the 5.
Me did say 3-2 Netherlands or 2-1 or 2-all.
Me did say 2-1 Japan.
Me did say draw. Me never know a score, but me say
Draw me said to Grammy. Yeah, me said draw too.
Yeah, I love it on one ticket. I go and go on with the liquor self.
I think we done 1-1 or 2-2.
Right now, the Brazil, Morocco, and the Japan Netherlands game tied for best game so far.
You know, say me never. Yeah, well, I mean, as we say, them could have do it. Cool, but give thanks to Morocco for make the game look good. Feet get, can get the Netherlands and Japan competition, but I mean, Brazil wasn't looking like Brazil, but as we see, say the coach that try something, and I guess him okay with what go on, yeah. But me not okay, because that look like a second place for Brazil.
It's going to come down to, in that group, I mean, obviously, what the
Goal
results
difference
against Scotland. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So when them book Haiti and Scotland,
so that's why I say second, because I don't feel like
you don't see them scoring more goals against those teams than Morocco.
Morocco.
Okay. Well, that's why.
Because as we see saying, it sound like me I go off base off a die-hearted fan, right? It sound like the coach is still seeking.
Ancelotti still find it.
Yeah,
and Morocco
still
find it long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So me I say him still a seek, I hope he find early.
You think with the Brazil thing to what people for take into consideration to and one name. You know that Ancelotti, a lot of some of the players that Ancelotti was probably counting on never really worked out. So that's why it's plan kind of show off. For example, Estevao has been the best forward under Ancelotti since he started coaching Brazil. 5 goals in 7 games, right? So he had to adjust and pick Luis Enrique. People say Joe Pedro should have been at the World Cup, but I don't think people watch Brazil. Joe Pedro for me is carried Chelsea team, the best player Chelsea this season, hands down. We don't have no problem with that. The problem that Joe Pedro finds himself in is that whenever he comes to play for Brazil, he has played and he has not scored. And he's a forward. And all of the other forwards are scoring. So not only are they their clubs, they're scoring for Brazil. So you find that you come to the World, you find that when the World Cup squad is being picked, if the forward that has no goal or no assist will always be the forward that you're going to leave out.
And who is that?
Joe Pedro.
What do you mean he has no goal? You mean he have less goal?
He has no goal for Brazil.
Oh, for Brazil in how much games?
5 or 6 games.
I think it's 8 games.
8 games?
Yeah, but
and Ancelotti?
Not under Ancelotti overall.
Overall, he have 8 games.
Okay,
how
8 games.
How much Thiago have?
I think Thiago have about 4 games and 2 goals. Let me check.
4 games, 2 goals. Because as I said, sometimes,
it's not... blame Ancelotti though, if he's not scoring goals.
I'm not going to go this up, because
go ahead.
I'm ask you the same thing why Turkey can't add that goal.
5 games, 2 goals. 5 games, 2 goals.
5 games, 2 goals, okay.
I ask the reason why Sydney can't add that goal.
No, all right. Remember, you know, as
No,
remember, all right.
me did not say same thing, but me realize you know Brazil, them need him because them not have nobody. Brazil, you know?
So look at it like this, Grammy. You have Hendrick, you have Igor, you have Joe. I would have picked Joe Pedro if it was me because I think
Over
Joe Pedro have
Hendrick.
Brazilian. He have Brazilian flair in him. I pick him
Over
over
Hendrick.
Thiago.
Say the name where you're
No, over
supposed to
Thiago.
see.
I would pick him over Thiago. But
No,
look
sir.
at it like
So,
you have Igor Thiago, you have Hendrick, you have Joe Pedro,
turn off my
you
camera.
have Gabriel Martinelli, you have Richarlison. 5 forward that thing.
All him shouldn't
And
go. Him, you say,
all
him
of
you
them-
should have drop out.
Him should have
Richardson
dropped
not do
out.
nothing for Tottenham. Him should
But
have
Him
drop
should
out
have
and go
dropped
to
out.
Pedro
Richarlison
because
never go.
No, Richards didn't go in. I'm
He's
talking
not
about
there.
Yeah,
That's what I
mention.
thought. Yeah, he's not there.
So why you
Yeah,
calling
but
his
I'm
name?
saying no. I called his name to say those were the forwards that they would have looked to go to the World Cup.
Me explain this to everybody, CC. The reason why João Pedro is not there
Injure.
is because of skill set.
Oh.
Igor Thiago play a certain way as a number 9.
Yeah.
None of the other man them go to the World Cup play like him.
Not play like a number 9. For real. A
That's
real
why.
talk.
And what happened was him have people that are like forwards but don't really play as 9s, like Hendrick, like Cunha,
Yeah.
right?
Cooney,
And the third person who would play that similar style as a number 9 in this stage of his career, the person CC not mentioning, who get a spot, who probably won't play in the World Cup. But it would be blasphemy to say that you can't pick Neymar.
Oh, Neymar. Oh.
And because he know football, that's why he can play in a spot, but he's not there.
For me, though, Jason Gooner, I think I would pick Richarlison over Igor Thiago. And here's why.
Because
No, it's the same thing. Hold on, CC, before you say it. Gooner, it's the same thing. I'm going to give a statement with the same thing where the Jamaican fans them would have picked Bowser. Why they would have choose Bowser?
Because he's done it before.
Because he done it before, and Richardson has scored goal for Brazil week
at the World Cup as well.
Yeah, and at multiple occasions. So come on, but CC, he passed this
man. I can understand why the coach didn't pick him either. Because in his last 12 games, he did not score no goal. You see, sometimes in context of a lot of things, because in 2022, he scored 10 goals in 10 games. And he has not scored a goal for Brazil since. Even though he has played 12 games since then. So in a context, you can understand why the coach went with the people who he went with.
Yes.
But I'll give you one thing, Jason.
I would have done the same thing to CC if I was a coach. Yeah. To be honest, I was a coach. I would have done the same thing.
That's why we can understand it.
That's why. No, hold on. That's why I say me I go pick my players them where they on farm. Thiago give me 20 goal in half a day. Vinny give me goal in half a day. Rafinha give me goal in half a day. Pedro give you a little bit of goal. So if you are going to bring a fourth striker, Hendrick go find a farm over Leon. I mean, him earn him spot in the last 15, 20. From him get loan, him earn him spot when him start kick up. So Richardson never did a go on with nothing. One Pedro did a score in the early part for Chelsea.
Well, you think about it, Grammy. That's why I was saying to you that I couldn't fight a Chelsea. Remember Chelsea, but I can understand the selections in terms of the forward line. And the Neymar thing, people don't understand. If you're looking at the top assist in terms of top Brazil goal scorer, then top 5 goal scorer for the World Cup qualifying campaign, Neymar is in it. Brazil
assist.
Top 5 assists. I have the most assists in a World Cup qualifying campaign to Brazil. And if you look at the other thing now, goal contribution, I want XG or something like that. I'm him up there. So in all of the statistics, Neymar is up there. 18 games is played in the World Cup qualifying campaign. Guess how much Neymar played?
I know. Yeah, give stats. Run.
He played 4 games, Grammy. So imagine a player played 4 games and the rest of players played right through the World Cup qualifying campaign. Vinny and all of them play out the World Cup qualifying campaign. Rafinha and all of them. But Neymar has the most assists. He's still in the top 5 goal scorers in terms of in that campaign. And his goal contribution is in the top 5. And he only play 4 games.
Yeah, but as I say, Neymar is there. So, I mean.
Yeah, no. That's why I was saying to people that these are the things that they don't know. So when them said Neymar shouldn't be at
No,
the
they
World
know
Cup,
it, but they don't look
don't.
at it. They don't put it into perspective. They know it, but they don't look at it. They don't put it into
Well, all
perspective.
that too. Because at the end of the day, when we look at it, if Neymar is 80%, he's better than every.
CC, hold on. You just don't tell we say you wouldn't put Richarlison because of 10 goals in this amount of time and then the last 12 him not score. Yes, Neymar had 2 goals, 3 assists in the qualifiers, which put him in the top whatever in the whole qualifying. But why don't tell the people when those games were played?
For a long time, man, more from 2023.
2023, when the last World Cup just done. Them are not see the field from them time, the brother.
We want to see field running down there.
Neymar.
I think I last 4 games of Brazil.
Which last 4? And the first 4?
No, me I said the way how him attack, I thought, I remember, right? In the campaign, this campaign we just gone, Brazil was kind of struggling, right? At one point they were FIFA or somewhere there, so, right? So, me feel like the way Sisi attack, me think of the last 4 games or last 5 games in come
bring it back.
And bring back the Brazil to the top 3 or somewhere there, so. I never know say 2023 attack, brother. 26 we na me dog 3 years ago yata about, you know. He rough man. Brazil like them still like them a search. Them have too much star players, so them don't know, you know. Them don't know how to fix it up. But a big star them at around a 16, me have them for go home still, pat them bag.
Well, look, tomorrow we're going into the preview for day 5. And day 5, the matchups them might not be the strongest in terms of both teams playing the games, but some heavy hitters are played tomorrow for the first time. So we have Spain a run out 12 o'clock midday. Them a play Cabo Verde. So having a team making their first appearance, heavy Portuguese influence, you're gonna see a lot of players develop in Europe same way. Playing for this Cabo Verde team. A team that did well in the African qualifiers, did decent at the AFCON as well. Kind of a wild card, we don't really know. Spain is probably a tough opponent for your first game though, because you know Spain going to control the game for the most part. And Spain have the type of patience where low block not really bother them. So it's going to be interesting to see how much Cape Verde try to attack Spain, because I think you have to try to go toe-to-toe with Spain if you want something out of the game. I don't think Spain is the type of team where you can just counter and get a result. Them too relentless in them attacking. You have to try to pose some kind of threat to them. And if you're looking at it, I think if Spain have any weakness, it might be the center backs. I don't know if anybody agree with me, but I think if a team can put pressure on Spain, it could spell some danger for them. But
which side though? The left or the right side?
Well, it depends. They don't really have. Well, Laporte is a left footer, so I think because he's the one left footer where them have round there, he'll probably hold on that left side spot. I would go with Kubarsi to partner him, but I don't know what the coach going to go with.
No man, I'm a Kubarsi, I'm partner, but true you said the centre back pairing probably would have been who the other centre back?
Yeah, I just when you look through their
whole team
backs, yeah, I just don't see that as an area where that is a World Cup winning set of people. You understand? Like I don't really see that with that set.
Right back. Paro and
them have Pedro Porro and them have what the next brother name? Marcos Llorente from Atletico.
Okay.
And the left back them good, Cucurella, Grimaldo, 2 of them play they good. But you know, when you look on Mark Pubil, youngster, not really proven yet. Eric Garcia will raise a lot of eyebrows for people for even getting into the team. Paul Kubarsi and Laporte. So, you know, Laporte obviously had his spell with City where he was dominant. towards the inner city, him start to have a little dip. Went to Saudi, never really like it there. Gone back to him home, Athletic Bilbao. I had a decent season this year, but you know, I just think, and maybe I'm being harsh, just trying to find a hole in the team. But to me, that is the area where
you can
if I
probably
am
say the
if I
weakest
am the
because
opponent,
you
yeah, I
you
mean, I look
couldn't go
at
in
that.
at the midfield with Pedri,
No,
Ruiz
the midfield arguably is the best in the whole tournament.
tournament,
When
yeah,
you look at
are
like
one of the
the
best
balance,
midfield.
the depth, you know, from Rodri to Zubimendi, you know you'll get quality.
Yeah,
Pedri,
Rodri,
Ruiz,
Zubimendi, Pedri, Fabio,
Gavi,
Ruiz.
Mikel Merino, Olmo. I mean, all them players solid. So you know, I don't really lose much there.
Yeah, the
I think
weakest part of the centre back for real as well.
center backs, and then if you're being highly critical, you could have said, boy, the left winger,
The left
yeah,
side.
like
Yeah, because you know one thing I like with
because Nico
Kufu.
not firing like the Nico of the Euro, you know, and so you don't know where you'll get which Nico, and then Alex Baena unproven at this level, even though I think him a good baller. And then they have the youth Victor Munoz, who probably is just there for experience. I don't think he's going to feature that much. So, yeah, the left wing and the centre back, if I pick apart the team, them two spot there. But they'll have more than enough to deal with the threat tomorrow. So, I think Spain probably drop all a 3, maybe a 3. Don't think they'll give up a goal either. So, probably a 3-0. Control the game for the most part. I could see that being the case. I don't know if it will be a bag up like a 5-7 like Germany and them thing there. But I'll say 3-0 Spain. I easy win.
I say Azerbaijan, what name dog?
Oyarzabal.
Oyarzabal. Okay. Think Azerbaijan. Whatever the name.
Where say double-digit victory loading, Jaja.
I'm gonna say double. Oh God, I would say double digit.
Nadima, man.
For us now. What I mean for us? How much side I bring Demo? Cause I'm a Spain on your side, you know.
I don't remember what in the international side is, but there's a Liverpool fan.
He
But
says he says Spain, but I don't believe Demo. But go on still. We can't manage your organist there. We can't manage your organist there, I don't do no bro, but everything good.
The man say us and our defense, brother. Man, dep on the bus long time, but we're gonna
Alright.
even Rodri can play CB for us if we want. Ferran can play left wing. Yeah, Ferran could have played out there. That's not true.
Yeah, we know that no man. We know same could have played out there, but you just the way you that
I
talk, you just
feel like
talk
gonna
the
use
players
Ferran
them way.
I'm gonna use Ferran central though, I think.
I mean, with Yamal out, probably.
I don't. Boy, if Yamal out, I think Yamal go play tomorrow.
No, sir. I don't feel him a play. I wouldn't want him play.
Yeah, I think about Barca.
No, I think about him. And the tournament. Because the tournament I go long playing Cape Verde.
One thing I never thought about this until it start play. One thing that's a benefit to the more teams is more rest in between the games, So before you'd have played probably every 4 days, team all have 7 days off, 6 days off before they play the next game. So that should help a little bit. Ozzy's the forward. Yamal playing minutes, not 90 though. All right. So
yeah, man. I say him probably, but you don't want him start. I don't want him play though tomorrow.
Well, I think about it. I think
about it big. Yeah, I think about the work we would have to put in against France if we draw at France. I thought, as I said, the work we have to put in if we draw with Netherlands. I saw me look at. The semi and the quarter me look pan.
The space in between games isn't terrible. So, you can. I would think you want him to get some minutes tomorrow because.
Yeah, a few minutes, but not start. Probably. Yeah. And again, too, as when I said, brother, the man the way them train, bro.
And I like him won't be ready from that.
And I won't like him won't be ready for the second match, even if him sit out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just get more rest for your injury. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
Rest yourself because brother, I tell you the truth, going to quarter final and the semi against France or Netherlands and You get me? I say Morocco work off a put in, you know.
For sure.
He
For
must
sure.
go put in work.
Well, that's the Spanish side. The Cabo Verde team, I mean, even though I think them going to get 3-love, I still go at least make the people them know.
One who over there.
Like what go on for them side. So Cabo Verde, when you look at their team, they had some decent results coming into the World Cup, 2 back-to-back victories. One of them, boy, I don't know how much stock you can put in it because them only give Bermuda 3. But they did also have a commendable victory against Serbia, a 3-love win, right at the start of the international window. So coming into this World Cup, them have a little bit of confidence. As I said, them have nothing to lose, right? Nobody now go really too custom if them don't tomorrow. So that is, to me, a dangerous spot for a team to be. Them have players typically playing in Turkey, Portugal, Greece, all over the place, basically.
The Livramento guy, where him play?
Livramento play for Casapia. So that is a club in the, I think they might be in the first division in Portugal. Yeah. So they're in the top division in Portugal. He is probably the threat up front for them, for sure. He is 25 years of age, and I'm just checking to see, 19 appearances, 5 goals. Just joined in 2024. So a player that them obviously search and find and kind of bring into the mix. But he should probably be a threat up front. And then as far as the midfielders go, I know that let me see, Ryan Mendes, he was really good at the AFCON when they went far, but he's 36 years of age. So they have a lot of players that are kind of journeymen.
Prediction time now, sorry for.
Yeah, man, prediction time. Me say 3-0 for the Spain match, but I just talk a little bit on the players them from Cabo Verde. When we remember from watching them in the AFCON and some of the qualifiers. One thing with this team, them have very, very athletic players. Them play a really fast pace of football. Because of the Portuguese influence, it is not exactly like what you would see from like a West African nation. So it's a little bit different type of style. A little bit more technical. Well, I won't even say more technical, but just you'll notice a difference in how they play compared to some of the other African nations. So them bringing a different flavor to the World Cup, and I think this team is going to be better than people probably think they're going to be, just based on what I know of them. I just think it's tough that their first game is going to be up against Spain, because Spain is just no joke when it comes on to football. So I would not, be too down on them after this game. I mean, they'll have Uruguay and Saudi Arabia in the group. I picked them to actually finish third. So I don't want people to get too down on them after. I do think that it's going to prove too big a hurdle for them tomorrow. So I have Spain winning 3-0. What say you guys?
CC, what say you?
Yeah, for me, I share the same sentiment. I have Spain winning 3-0 as well. I think Cabo Verde, from what I saw in the AFCON, is not a team that is going to go there and really expand themselves, where Spain will get to open them too much to expose them and give them something of a tennis score, similar to what Sweden did with Tunisia or what Germany did with Curacao. But I still think, because of the quality of Nico Williams, who I suspect to play, and Lamine Yamal, it's kind of difficult for me to not say you can see easily how Spain can get their goals in terms of winning 3-0. I think the personals that Spain has, the quality that they possess, and the fact that they are one of the most informed teams in terms of international football at this point in time, I think it should be smooth sailing for them in the game. I think they will control most of the position. I think Pedri is arguably the best what I want to say is one of the best midfielders in the world right now. Top 5 easily in terms of his vision, his ability to progress the football. So I think when you look at everything, the only problem I have with Spain is in terms of their backline. But overall, in terms of their midfield and going forward, I think they are up there with the top teams in the tournament, and it's just going to be a matter of formality for the Spanish team, who I think is one of the top 2 favorites to win this World Cup, opening their account against Cabo Verde.
Yeah, man, I just got to add to it. Yeah, say about with Pedri, one of the easily top 5, and Spain have most likely 2 of the easiest 2 of the best midfielder in the world, but easy top 5. Next one in a Rodri. So basically, them are gonna control the midfield, as what them normally do. And Nico have a good game. I know if Ferran Torres start him, I go score. As they buy it. What your name? Fim, the boy they scored 2 if him play. So
Oyarzabal.
Oyarzabal. Yeah, Oyarzabal. I call him Mikel, sir. I call him Mikel. I call him by his first name.
Mikel Oyarzabal.
Yeah, I call him by his first name. Yeah, so as the 2 best midfielder in the world.
2 off, because Vitinha still a player.
Yeah, 2 off.
No, but
easily top 5.
They have the guy there too, Fabian Ruiz too. So that's why I'm saying that Spain has Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, Pedri.
Yeah, we are going to control the midfield. So the midfield is not, the controlling the game wouldn't be the problem. The problem is just
Spain
if we start fire. If we just start fire from...
Put the chances away. That's going to be the
main. Just put the chances away. That's just it. Because we are going to create chances and them things there. So the players, them, when they're in the strike, I get the chance, them just put them away. Easily 5 or 6.
I think the only other midfield that rivals Spain is Portugal. I think between Portugal and Spain, they have the best midfields in tournament. France has some figuring out to do with their midfield. But Spain and Portugal as the 2 best midfield I see in the tournament. So I don't see Spain giving up in the goal, because I think they're going to dominate possession. And the personnels who they have in the middle.
65 to 70% of the game probably.
Yeah, man, them are dominant position. So easily Spain for me right there.
All right, Grammy,
yeah,
you have
so
a score
Mr. One easy 6.
6
Yeah, just say 1 6 or 4 plus. Do that then. 4 plus.
All right, I'm going to put 5, love.
Can be more, brother, but just say 4 plus. But go on. Because as I tell us, Ferran Torres really have a chip on his shoulder to play with. So any chance him get, he will go out there and score. He will get him chance and take them. So and him know if running a space. Him know the spacing. And that I love with the youth there. Him know the spacing. So I look for 2 from him. 2 from him and 2 from Mikel. Oyarzabal.
All right. You've been a practicing name, man. That one the proper. All right. Belgium and Egypt are gonna be the next game. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in Jamaica, 8 o'clock over Europe side. Belgium look impressive in them last friendly. Really put on a beating pan who them beat up again? Beat up Tunisia 5 love. Same thing. So 10 goal Tunisia gone in the last 2. But yeah, this Belgium team, I was saying before the tournament that most times in the World Cup for like the last 2-3 times, Belgium been one of the teams people talking about that could potentially win. And I think because nobody now really talk about them, I could see them actually having a better World Cup this time.
Yep.
Just because them are going to just fly under the radar a little bit, because people more talking about Spain and France and Argentina. And even a team like Brazil that, even though they had a bad game to start out, people still were talking about them like they were gonna do some damage and stuff. So Belgium, I think, gonna benefit from just kind of being under the radar,
under pressure,
do them thing, and nobody now expect nothing.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Can play them games. So I think Egypt is a good first test for them, because Egypt, similar to Belgium, probably don't have that much expectation either, because the African countries people talking about is Morocco, Senegal, Ivory Coast. Those are the 3 that I hear most, and even Ghana getting more love than Egypt, even though Egypt consistently do better than Ghana in all the African competitions them. I think this version of Egypt with Marmoush, added on to some other new players that come in now, it's not so much about Salah doing everything anymore, and I think that's going to help them. But I just think that Belgium, the free flowing action we see them have attacking right now, is really a joy. I think they are one of the teams where the players that really them going to depend on. I think all of them coming into the World Cup on decent form. Doku probably in the best form him ever been in. Trossard finished off the season well with Arsenal. De Bruyne, didn't really set the world alight, but still in them moments, him can find a pass, him can take a shot. Onana and Tielemans solid this season. So
this season, them player them. Me did I go suggest that, but you already suggested. They have some players in the German squad, wherein if you look at their season, the keeper from Manchester United. You understand me? I say Kuiper or Cooper, when one name from Brighton. He had a good season to same way. You understand me? I say who again from
the same thing.
Talisman Onana, a good season to same way. Trossard, you understand? League winner. Doku, good season same way. You understand? So it's like them have some player where them come off a good season, and if them bring it into the World Cup, as you say, them not depend no pressure because them name now call them not no favorite, them just dead. You understand me? I say so them can play pressureless.
Yeah.
You see me? No pressure, just go out there and just bring from the season into the World Cup, and you can probably reach a semi, a quarter, round, a 16, wherever. You understand? We have some good players.
Yep. No, for sure. Look, like I said, I think Egypt will pose a threat, and I think Belgium still have them deficiencies around the back. I think the centre backs are a bit of a question mark for them. Somewhat unproven at this type of level in terms of World Cup. But I think they'll have enough attacking wise to cause enough problems in games to still stay in them and win them. And I think they'll just have a little too much firepower for the Egyptians, who I expect to try to soak up the pressure. So I think the possession will be heavily towards Belgium, and it's just going to be a matter of making sure that they don't leave the back line too exposed, because we know that even at this age, Salah can still run down the wing and set up Marmoush. So they'll just have to be mindful of the counter attack with Egypt and make sure that when they attack and they have the numbers forward, it are enough in a shot because a goal kick or it will stop the play. Because I think if it gets back and forth, maybe Egypt can, in the end, have a little more legs. We saw that with Japan, with Netherlands. We saw that with Korea and Czechia. So sometimes these European teams, if them don't keep the tempo to a certain level, they can start to tire in the end of the half them. So Egypt going to want to just keep the game close as possible. But I think Belgium, them prove in some of them practice games. Them have some 10 minutes, 15 minutes stretch where them unplayable, brother. Them just create like 10 chance, score 4 of them, 3 of them, and the game out of reach, like right away. Let me see them do it against USA. I see them do it to Tunisia the other day when them play them. So if them get in a groove in a little 10-minute spell, the game can go from a close game to a bad game for you quick. And I think probably one of them spell that will make the difference tomorrow. So I'm going to say Belgium win by 2 goals. I think Belgium will concede though. So I'm going to say a 3-1 win for Belgium tomorrow.
Yeah. So to look at it, and Graham and Jason, if you notice, this is one of the things that we have seen with the teams coming into World Cup. Kevin De Bruyne being there, right? Is just like all the other teams have set up. Even Croatia, we will probably have a talk about some point in time in the future. They have carried their veteran players. So most of these teams, I saw Kevin De Bruyne playing in Italy, and he seemed to have lost a step, but he still has the quality, and then he has the experience. He's probably one of the only members that have remained from that semi-final run that they made in 2014, right? Jason Gooner?
I think Thomas Meunier was on that team too.
Oh, but as I said though, he was there's not a lot of those players in the team in terms of an experience point of view, and you would look at it as saying that was Belgium's best finish at a World Cup in terms of making it to the semi-final. And you want that kind of experience in your squad. You still want a little bit of magic that he can produce. I think, as I said, them have them spells where they can create a bunch of opportunities and just overwhelm you. I think it's gonna be a little bit too much for Egypt. I still think Egypt is a decent team, but the reason why people don't fancy Egypt is that when they come to the World Cup, they have not really shown the form that they do. There's that almost like they're an African bully. I think they win the most Africa Cup of Nations, if I'm not mistaken, but they have not translated that into a World Cup form. So they have not really found how to translate domestic cup competition form into World Cup form. And I think it has affected.
Courtois was there that time too.
Thibaut Courtois. And it has affected them. So I just think Belgium in this game against this opposition, whilst I think the Egypt is not really overly reliant on Mohamed Salah, once again, I don't really see Egypt doing anything in the competition. As an African team, I think it's the last African team that anybody would put on their mind to really give them something, even though the magnitude of players are there. So for me, it's 3-1 Belgium, because I think Belgium will give up a chance, and I think Salah and Marmoush between them, they are good enough to find a goal against this Egyptian team. Sorry, Belgium team. So 3-1 from me too.
All right. Grammy, score line.
Yeah, well, I'm always a have an upset in the World Cup, right? But I don't know if it will go forward, yeah, so I said
this one.
3-1. No, I'm not going to say this one. Probably, I'll go with a 1-1 draw.
All right. So somewhat of an upset.
Yeah, somewhat of an upset. I'll go with a 1-1 draw.
All right. All right. So the team that shocked the world, the last World Cup in the opening game that they had, when they defeated Argentina, Saudi Arabia will be facing Uruguay, 6 o'clock my time, tomorrow. This game will be Hard Rock down there in Florida, Miami side. So let's see, Saudi Arabia, will they be able to start off this World Cup like they did the last one? Saudi Arabia team, really and truly, this team right here is a lot of the players kind of come back from last time. So you have a lot of early 30s players. You have a few that them bringing up 22, 23, but for the most part, most of these players have a lot more experience. Of course, they're four more years playing in a league that obviously is growing compared to what it used to be. So the players should be, better technically, tactically now with a little more experience. But will it be enough to get past a Uruguay team that, for the first time in a while, probably having a little bit of struggles? I know they had a long stretch where they were winning a lot of games, and once that ended, they were kind of having a little tough time under Marcelo Bielsa. And, we're kind of not really sure what kind of Uruguay we're going to get at this World Cup. They haven't come in with the greatest results. Them draw with Algeria, decent draw with England, but interestingly, they did not have any leading friendlies to this World Cup. So it's like Bielsa just lock off somewhere and I train them on them about some new style will come with. I don't know. Because I know Bielsa is a master tactician. So I just found it interesting that of all the teams, I think this is the only team that I saw that never play a friendly before the World Cup. Maybe they played behind closed doors and we just not know, but they didn't have an official friendly before the World Cup. So that's very, very interesting. But Uruguay, though, I mean, they have players. Everybody know they have players. They have Valverde. Them have Nunes. Them have my boy from Sporting. What's his name again? Maxi Araujo. They have the other Araujo from Barca, but I think he's injured right now. They have players, man. They have players all about. They have a good goalkeeper. Sergio Rochette is very good. Keeper international in Brazil. Top keeper as well. Bentancur from Tottenham, good player. Uarte from Man United, I don't really rate him, but you know he's there as well. Nico De La Cruz, Flamengo. So them have decent players. Them have decent players. Them always hardworking. I think Bielsa,
Santiago boy, you know.
Bielsa is an interesting choice for them because Uruguay is usually a tackling a tough team. I wouldn't necessarily put Bielsa teams as that. But I do like the marriage because I do think that they needed a coach that maybe have a little more emphasis on them having the ball. Sometimes I find Uruguay to be a little too defensive. But maybe that's a part of why the results haven't been going their way. I think them still trying to find the perfect balance between how the coach want to play and like the natural characteristics of how Uruguay play. You know, and I think that the balance don't really fully find yet, I don't think. But look, Bielsa definitely is experienced at this level, and I would expect him to have 3 good game plans sort out for this group stage. And I think honestly, I'm gonna pick Uruguay to win this game, not only for the talent, but also because I think they'll just be a little bit better coach in tomorrow's game. Saudi Arabia will put up a fight. I think they'll continue to look better because if you notice over the World Cups, them kind of improve. Like one time Saudi Arabia used to get 8 and 10 and 7 and them thing there. And now, I mean, pretty much them are cause problems. You know, them beat a big team, them stay in the games for the most part, them not get no bag of big beating. So they have been improving, but I think Uruguay will pull through in the end. I think they'll have a massive support in Florida because Uruguay travel very well normally.
Yeah, like the Ecuadorians did
Yep.
since
You're gonna see a heavy South American influence in the crowds. I
Mhm.
think, in terms of, you know, them will be other than the powerhouse them from Europe like Netherlands and Germany we always travel big, and England. I think those South American teams will have a lot of fans. It never helped Ecuador enough today though. That don't mean you're gonna win. But yeah, they'll be well supported. But I think tomorrow Uruguay will get the better of them. I think it will be cagey. I think it probably will be low scoring. So I'm gonna say 1-0 Uruguay, clean sheet.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it might be low scoring too. I have it as 2-0. But
2-1.
the factor that I have in to have the factor is that Uruguay's midfield is what would say underrated. I think JGTV. I think even myself and a lot of other a lot of experts out there would be, you know, salivating at the likes of the France midfield, the Portuguese midfield, the Spanish midfield. But if you look at Uruguay's midfield, you have the Bentancur from Tottenham, Ugarte from Manu, and you have Federico Valverde from Real Madrid. And all of these guys are in their 20s, are basically at their peak. So you're thinking that they should be able to put together a midfield that can rival any of the teams in the tournament, especially in this group. So I think when you look at this and that aspect of it, Saudi Arabia has improved over the time. Last World Cup they would have beaten Argentina. They have improved. But for me, Uruguay is just a little bit better technically, tactically, and I think, as you mentioned, Bielsa is somewhat of a live wire, if you notice. So I think for me, when I look at it, like when I really look into it, I think he's going to want to blend the toughness of Uruguay with their ability to progress the football. I think Valverde is a brilliant footballer, can play anywhere on the field. And I think he might end up being the one to play that roaming role in terms of moving around, getting the passes, keeping the momentum, keeping the pace of the game. But I don't see Saudi Arabia scoring a goal against this team because I think they are defensively sound. And I think the attacking, merging the attack with the defense, they should be able to score 2 goals with the likes of Darwin Núñez. I think Darwin Núñez, people might. This is one of the crazy things about the World Cup. Graham and Jason Boone. Players like Darwin Núñez, who people don't see in England anymore. Once they don't see you playing in England, they think you're falling off. And I think that's going to be one of the things, especially in the World Cup, that is going to surprise a lot of people, because some players who are not necessarily playing in England will still be actually producing at the World Cup or showing that they are still able to produce for their country. So for me, Darwin Núñez finds the back of the net. I think Valverde finds a goal as well. So Tony.
All right, cool. And Grammy said 2-1. So the last game of the day tomorrow night is gonna be Iran, New Zealand. I'll probably be live sometime around that time as well. Do a similar thing, kind of watch the game, reason about the games them earlier in the day. Once the match finish, we'll roll into the previews for the day after that. All right. So tomorrow, Iran, New Zealand. I think most people, when them look at the group stage, probably look at this game and say, boy, this is one of the game them where, boy. They not really
who figure really.
Oh, me I got tune in so much for this. But I'm gonna base my prediction solely off of a couple of things. One thing, I have been scarred off of New Zealand. I watched all of that Haiti New Zealand friendly, and the way how Haiti deal with them, I can't pick them for doing nothing in this World Cup. I can't. Iran, we know them been dealing with a lot of things going into this World Cup, between visa, this and that, where them are gonna stay, having to move them camp, all of these things. Now, this particular game is in SoFi. We know them have a base in a wait name there, in Mexico. So them have to go travel, leave SoFi tonight, go back to Mexico. With all of that being said, I just feel like the energy where Iran are gonna play them game here with, due to everything we are going, but I don't put it past them for do something good, right? So I think Iran is one of them teams where obviously where we live and thing, we're not so in tune with the Asian Confederation, but Iran is a strong team over that side of the world. Their ranking is a bit inflated, probably 20th in the world. I don't know if they're really truly 20th in the world, but at the same time, when you see their results, when they play teams around the world, they get good results. They definitely deal with Asian qualifying really well for the most part. And I could see them turning over this New Zealand team. I think New Zealand, the best thing for them is a 9 o'clock game, which don't sound so bad, but it's SoFi, which is over in Cali, which is 6 o'clock. So New Zealand are go dead. The Heat are gonna kill them. Iran are gonna beat them people. I'm telling you. So me, I go with Iran, few, New Zealand. I give New Zealand a 1 goal. Maybe them score a set piece goal or something. But 2-1, Iran to get the 3 points in a emotionally charged victory. Yeah, over there in a LA. What say you guys on the Iran New Zealand game?
New Zealand. Did New Zealand lose 1-0 to England recently?
Yes, New Zealand did lose. Was it 1-0? Hold on.
Yeah, man, 1-0. Haiti give them 4, and England gave them 1.
England. Yeah, England gave them 1. Did you happen to watch this game?
No, I see the Haiti game, and I guess it did turn me off. So my name bother go look for them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the game when oh no, never mind. I was gonna say this was
the score too.
I was gonna say this was the game when Madueke was clean through and hit the post, but it wasn't that game.
Yeah. But really and truly, like, looking at it, I don't know. I think New Zealand is not necessarily a goal scoring team. I think if you notice, in their last 5, they're not known for the real goal scoring per se. I mean, they would have beaten Chile, but Chile is in a past cup 5 or so games. So Iran having, as I said, to deal with a lot of things. This game to me is gonna probably have a little bit more in terms of storyline, because isn't New Zealand looking for their first victory at the World Cup as well?
Yeah, I don't think they have ever won a game at the World Cup, no.
So I think New Zealand might upset the apple cart and say, yo, here what 1-1. So for me, it's one of those games where I think having to deal with what Iran is dealing with, they're gonna come out and play hard, but I think the traveling and back and forth and within the space of like probably 24 hours, it might take a toll on them, and New Zealand can exploit that and come out with something out of the game. So I can see this game ending 1-1.
1-1. All right, cool. Well, that is pretty much it for the night show, you know. World Cup Nightly, day 4. Another one in the books. I think the World Cup definitely a shape up nice so far. Still kind of open. We still want to see a couple of the favorites play them first game. We get to see we get to see another one tomorrow in Spain. And then, you know, not to look too far ahead, but the day after is going to have another one drop into the mix as France, and they'll have a tough test against Senegal. So looking forward to the show tomorrow night. As I said, people, I'm going to try to get on as that game starts or a little before that 9 o'clock game. And you don't know the format, people. I'm going to drop the link. People can jump on. We'll talk about the games we are going on during the day. We'll talk about the game going on live. And then at the end, just like how we do tonight, we'll preview the games of the following day and drop some predictions. All right. So, people, I want to big up to Shape of Football Africans for dropping through. Jeremy Lee, big up yourself. Grimy in the building. CC Sports Lab, jump on from early and stay with me and drop him reasoning. So respect to each and every one of you for joining. If you don't already, please drop over to CC Sports Lab. I'm getting back into it. He's a very opinionated individual, and I'm not afraid to give him opinion. And to be honest, me prefer that than somebody will just I go regurgitate what everybody else I say. So I'm gonna give him a chance, listen to him I say, and you know, you're not gonna agree with everything, and that's fine. But I'm gonna drop his link in the comment section because that's what I should do.
My job, because I'm gonna drop a preview because I'm doing this series now where I say match day 5, this and that, drop a preview.
I said Demo said Chris Wood is the only reason 5 times.
I was about 6, I say.
No, him say Nunes scored 6 goals over Saudi. Stop trying to trick people. Him not good.
Oh no, I'm saying to you that people only think football playing in England. So when a player is not in England, they're not really.
Master Radcliffe say Aaron I go win the group.
Yeah, but as I say, I'm doing the thing where we so today was what, match day 4?
Yeah.
So me I do like say match day 5 and do a preview, but normally I do a preview and give predictions and some of the games, but I deep dive into a specific game. I think for tomorrow's video, I really have a focus on. I'm thinking about it, and I think I want to focus on the Uruguay game and the Saudi Arabia game. I think the Belgium game and the Egypt game have its own storyline, but I think I want to focus on the Uruguay game, given that no South American has won any games as yet. In the tournament, Brazil no win the game, Ecuador lose them game, Paraguay was embarrassed, so it's not really looking good for South America. So my video is going to be based on South America, basically saying, will Uruguay end the South America drought in terms of South America not winning any games in the World Cup so far. So I am pretty much going to focus on that and try and do game. But as I said, just Gooner, like, I get back in the groove and thing, and I like drop some local nuggets because some things that people probably miss, like when I say Endo forced retirement before the World Cup, unfortunate for Japan, and Mitoma being injured right before the tournament as well. So them little things there where, you know, anything where the people them can hear where Japan never beaten Netherlands in it before. Any little thing that is information that they would expect they want the people them to have before and going into the game. So pretty much that's it still. As I said, people, football is more than Europe. So we can't, when I see players coming to play like for some of these teams and they're not seeing them playing in some of the leagues that they expect don't necessarily write them off, because we've seen it in Copa America when Colombia was playing brilliantly, and a lot of the players were playing in South America. They weren't playing in Europe. So football plays right across the globe. If you can look at Lionel Messi and say he's a top 10 player, he's playing in MLS. So why would you look at a player that is playing outside? Isn't it? So yeah, you have to understand how some of them the thing they were. You say Taki was injured. The man injured in the game. Oh, me for sure. Oh, just go. Oh, would I know that Kuba was going to be injured in the game?
Yo, Lord Dima, bro. But anyway, people, big up on yourselves. Tomorrow is our next day. We'll get some rest and ready up for tomorrow. Some watch some more ball game. We'll be back to do it all again tomorrow night, people. So big up, respect again to the panelists for forward. And yeah, man, until next time, my people. I'm Gooner. This is Gooner TV. Blessings.
Out.
Knicks are champ.